Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Here we go on a Thursday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. Bob made it here to a Thursday. Enter NFL into the arena. Got the Chiefs, got the Ravens tonight. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Beamer. Excited to be in here on this wonderful Thursday. It's Thursday, right?
It is Thursday.
Thirsty Thursdays. Excited for that one, Beam. Excited to have kind of 2 nights without football, but did dive in, watch some sports last night. I didn't watch Hard Knocks yet because I got lured in by watching Jess Pegula win and move on to the semis. And she defeated, I can't remember her name, the number 1 player in the world, beat her in straight sets 2-0, 2-0. Swiatek, whatever. Doesn't matter. And so we have
go USA.
2 American women on each side, one on each side of the bracket for the semis at the U.S. Open, and then a full American semifinal for the men. So pretty excited about that. It was our family watch last night.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun. I tried watching afterwards. Who was on? Zverev.
It was Medvedev. Center.
Center. I mean, Medvedev. He's a Russian, correct? He didn't have his flag up. That's what I told my wife. I go,
yes.
What country is he from? I'm like, Medvedev, I'm pretty sure is Russian. That's why there's no flag there.
Yep.
And Center, I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup if you told me he played tennis.
Well, he's the one who just popped for roids, right?
Exactly. But didn't know they were roids, allegedly. Whatever. Him and Barry Bonds with the cream in the clear. You know, I mean, Sharks, should Center be in the Hall of Fame? Probably. I mean, apparently that's legal in tennis. As long as you don't know, allegedly, then you're good, right?
I guess so. And it wasn't a sanctioned event that he popped at. Like, it was kind of, it was strange.
It was the most BS thing of all time. So I'm praying the Americans win this on both sides. It'd be fantastic. So we were excited. We had a good time with that. It was good.
So those happened today. Those happened tonight. So Navarro will take on Sabalenka, and then Pegula will take on Muchova.
Oh, she plays. They play the girls.
They play tonight.
Back-to-back nights.
Yeah, they play back-to-back nights. So Navarro goes at 7 o'clock, and then Pegula will go right after that match.
Ooh.
And then tomorrow, you obviously have Fritzy and Tiafoe.
Yep.
Will go tomorrow evening.
What time is that?
It doesn't say.
Unknown?
Yeah, it doesn't say what time it is.
I feel like they might know the time. I would like to watch that.
Oh, it'll be prime time for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's like 8 o'clock, though. I want to go to dinner at like 7 and then get back and be able to see it.
See, schedule of play, Bob. Schedule of play, women's singles, semifinal tonight, tomorrow. It's a very tough website to navigate.
U.S. Open, not doing a good job.
Men's semifinal, 3 o'clock, which is the other one, and then 7 for the Tiafoe-Fritzy match.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, you'll catch a good amount of it. I mean, if it's a 5-setter, I mean, that thing will go a few hours.
Assuming it's a 5-setter. I'm hoping that's the case. I've got some stuff to do. Reflection over at the golf course with the team. Yeah, nice. So I got that on
Get
Friday.
Some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I get some cinnamon rolls for the kids, and hopefully enjoy that. It should be a fun time. And then, I want to sit down and relax and watch a little bit of the world of tennis.
Sounds pretty good, man.
It does. Sounds tremendous.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything last night. I just kind of zoned out a little bit.
Stared at a blank wall.
Yeah, I think Mira and I were just real tired last night, and she was working on school plans and everything, and I was just kind of sitting there on the couch, just looking at our prep sheet, just kind of staring into a blank wall, just kind of for a few hours.
The blank page before.
It was kind of a meditation zone.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
Believe me, I used to have that when I was playing really in the NFL. I'd come back. And it was a strain on my relationship with Courtney at first because she would just want to talk. And I'm like, I don't want to talk. And I lived close. We lived like 5 to 10 minutes from the facility.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to sit here. The TV might be on. It might not be on.
Yeah.
I'm not really paying attention to what's there. I just need like 10 to 15 to 20 minutes to just decompress.
Mm-hmm.
Sit here. I don't want any human interaction. It's not you. But if you try to push it, it'll end up being you.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to be collateral damage in this situation.
Yeah.
So just let me sit here and stare.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was last night. Like the TV was on, but it was on like the Roku start screen.
Anything,
But it was just like the purple like screensaver for the city. And Mary comes up, she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, Yeah, fine. Just kind of
watching TV.
Yeah, it's just like, this show good. Like, yeah, fine. I'm just kind of staring off into space, not really thinking about anything. So that's kind of what we did last night. Put William to bed, man. Yeah, he was a pistol. So I think I was just a little blown out from the day. We got an awesome show.
Handfuls of yogurt.
Big fella's gassed last night. We got an awesome show lined up for you here this morning. What does Buckeye quarterback Will Howard say they can improve on heading into week number 2 against Western Michigan? We'll do that coming up here in our next segment. Jamar Chase made a lot of Bengals fans happy yesterday. It was a little terse with Zach Taylor before practice. We'll get into the Bengals situation coming up here at 6:35. What exactly is our situation, Dad? So we'll do that coming up here in the 6 o'clock hour.
Painting.
We'll do NFC preview we did yesterday at 7 o'clock. We will follow that up with the AFC preview coming up here at 7:05. NFL Picks returns week number 1. That's coming up here at 7:35. Albert Breer of the MMQB. He's going to join the program at 8:05. And then the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. He joins us coming up here at 8:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Thursday, the 5th day of September, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Dr. Bob, we got lined up for us this morning, buddy.
I like Dr. Bob. That's nice. General, doctor, senator's son. Can be anything, Beam. This date, September 5th, the 249th day of the year. 117 days remaining in this 2024. This date's 1774. First Continental Congress assembles in Philadelphia, kicking off the start of our democracy here in the western part of the world. This date, 1836. Sam Houston is elected the, I believe, president of Texas, if I'm not mistaken, at that point in time.
Yeah, they were their own thing. They still kind of are.
Well, the 6 flags over Texas, Beam. You know, we've talked about it. United States flag, Republic of Texas, French, Spanish, American, and Confederacy.
Yeah.
So there we go. Or no, not Mexicans in there as well. I think that gets you to 6. So there we go.
I think you said American flag twice.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Double up.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. That's the 5 Ds of dodgeball. 1882, the first Labor Day parade is held in New York City. That's back when parades were real, Beam. They used to throw candy. They still throw candy down at the River Days parade in Portsmouth, which is fantastic.
Great.
Because if you're not going to throw candy or give away things at a parade, I'm not really going there to see it anymore.
I'm going to set my chair up 6 weeks early, though.
It's fine. Just put your kid on a leash to make sure he doesn't run underneath things and get run over by stuff. At some point, we had parental accountability. We'll address that later today. This date, 1960, Cassius Clay wins a gold medal for the light heavyweight boxing title in the Olympics in Rome. His name letter was changed to Muhammad Ali, Beam, if you didn't know that. This date, 1987. And, Shark, it's hard to believe that I was alive when this was still going on, because I feel like it was something of like the 60s, 70s, more so. But the last American Bandstand airs on network TV in 1987.
All right, we have arrived on the scene on a Saturday. You're just in time for a great show. Laura Branigan is our special in-person guest today. We're all looking forward to that. We're ready to dance. I hope you'll be joining us for the next half hour. And everybody in the studio will ask you to join in here on an American tradition called Americans.
Laura Branigan, what do you think she's saying, Shark?
I'm going to say Gloria, Bob.
Gosh.
Gloria.
R.I.P. to both. Laura Branigan and American Bandstand.
I love that song.
The fact they didn't
And Dick Clark.
And Dick Clark. The fact that they didn't announce that being the last one at that time was kind of amazing.
I think it was the last one on ABC.
On network television.
Did it go to YouTube
I
afterwards?
think it
Cable?
went later because when I was looking for the clips of the finale, it had shows like in 88 and 89 on a different
On
network.
cable somewhere. That makes sense. And then this date, 1995, Cal Ripken ties the Iron Horse by playing his 2,130th straight game.
For most consecutive games played, Cal in the dugout accepting the congratulations of his teammates. And in a moment, the number will be unfurled. Cal sends one high in the air to left center field. Away back. It's gone. Cal Ripken's 14th home run of the year, his 3rd hit of the game. And the Orioles now lead 8-0. That's their 6th home run of the game. which ties the club record.
Can you believe it? Can you dig it? A warlike swing on his night.
I had forgotten, it didn't become official 21-30 until 5 innings were complete when it became an official game.
Really?
Yeah. So they couldn't celebrate like in the first inning. They had to wait till it became official. And I didn't remember that he then homered in that game.
Yeah. I'm guessing tomorrow, Shark, he might break the record if everything holds true.
Depends on what day, if they didn't have an off day.
Do they count the Manfred double headers with 7 innings, or those count less or more?
I think those actually count as 3 games. Especially if it goes to extra innings.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Some birthdays today. The American outlaw Jesse James, born on this date, 1847. Bill Mazeroski, speaking of home runs, Shark turning 86, the 10-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove Hall of Famer, and 2-time World Series champ, with the walk-off home run. Score tied 9-9. Is it seven games? Game 7? Because then they played 9 games for a while, Shark?
For 4 years back in the teens and 20s, yeah.
But 9-9 Beam in 1960 as Mazeroski walked to the plate.
And the score at the end of 8 1/2 innings of play, it's the New York Yankees 9 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 9. And Ralph Terry, of course, on the mound will be facing Mazeroski. Mark Ditmar throws. Here's a swing and a high fly ball going deep to left. Let's say do it. Back to the ball goes Berra. It is home run, the Pirates win. Ladies and gentlemen, Mazeroski has hit a 1-0 pitch over the left field fence at Ford's Field to win the 1960 World Series for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the 1960 World Champions, defeat the New York Yankees. The Pirates 10 and the Yankees 9.
So earlier in that game, now I'll get to that later. I'll share something with you a little bit personal on that, Shark. But Bill Mazeroski, big home run. Raquel Welch. We're on this date, 1940. That little cupcake up on the wall. Unfortunately, we lost her back in 2023.
You do give the impression of being at least 9 feet tall on the screen. I don't know. Maybe partly that poster from, was it 1 million BC?
1 million years BC. Right.
Yeah, you looked like you were the same size as the mountains in the background.
Yeah,
Just a giant.
I was surprised you didn't introduce me as Raquel Welch, and here they come. That's usually what I had a really interesting press conference when I first came into town to promote the film with all the sports writers. And they said, gee, you're a nice-sized lady and all that, but you're not exactly what I expected. And I said, I know, I always seem to disappoint people if I walk in the door, and the door hinges don't splinter off, that type of thing.
That's
They
right.
really expect me to, come in with a machete or something. I guess I must be pretty intimidating.
That was intimidating to the warden. Warden Norton in Shawshank, for sure.
Absolutely. How about that? Freddie Mercury of Queen.
My guy.
Born on this date in 1946. Lost him in 91. Michael Keaton. Batman. Mr. Mom. Multiplicity.
What are you doing
others.
up there, Doug?
Exactly.
Betting on bugs?
Turning 74 years young today. Willie Gault of the Bears, Beam. How about that? Turning 64 today.
Flyer.
Qualified for the 1980 Olympics that they did not participate in, unfortunately.
Can we just play entire Bohemian Rhapsody?
You can play stuff as a bad Shark. Lincoln Riley turning at 41 today, so how about that? And Colt McCoy, Texas quarterback, and now part of NBC, turning 38. On this date, lost Chief Crazy Horse in 1887, and Mother Teresa in 1997. Some holidays observances for today. Be late for something day, just not for work. International Day of Charity, Jury Rights Day, National Cheese Pizza Day, National Shrink Day, and National Samosa Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. September 5th, the 249th day of the year, and 117 days remaining in this 2024.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, what does Buckeye quarterback Will Howard have to say, what they can improve on heading into Week 2 against Western Michigan? You're going to hear from him coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about. We are watching traffic pick up on 161 out in the New Albany area, also on the southeast side on 33 going westbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com. Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Save big money on storage solutions at Menards. VersaTube offers thousands of steel carport and shelter options to protect your car, boat, or yard equipment. Their quick slip frame connections provide easy assembly and are available in 22 steel roofing and siding colors. Save big on VersaTube storage solutions at Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction according to J.D. Power. Visit jdpower.com for details and menards.com for deals.
Save big money at Menards.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
At Diamond Cellar, we've been crafting love stories for over 77 years. Trust, quality, and always the guaranteed best price. Visit us today to experience the Diamond Cellar difference. Stop into our showroom on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the Fan. Very good. Now set the second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Hey, it's Chaps. Mike, who lost 40 pounds with Awaken 180, he was in the same position I was in. Most likely you are in. Confused.
I spent so much money on personal trainers in the last 10 years. Didn't have a lot of discretionary income left. So I tried to listen to everybody else. What do you eat? You know, everyone said, eat healthy. Define eating healthy. Cut out sugar. Tell me what foods don't have sugar. So their process to me was an education. That was really the eye-opening thing to me is I had 10 choices of food in front of me every day. You know, when I was on the run in sales, I was making 8 bad choices. I wasn't eating the 2 good ones. And I loved the 2 good ones. I just didn't know they were good. So I made bad choices every single day. In the program, an Awaken 180, really changed my mind, opened my eyes up to, it was a true education on food, what to eat, what not to eat, and it's been fantastic.
Knowing what to eat, the ability to navigate nutrition labels, a proven clear path for weight loss, exactly what you will receive with Awaken 180. Leave confusion at the door and do what we did. Awaken180weightloss.com. That's Awaken180weightloss.com.
Who does Joe Biden have to thank for backing his extreme liberal agenda?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod Brown backed Biden, voting to let transgender biological men participate in women's sports, and supported allowing puberty blockers and even sex change surgeries for minor children.
My buddy Sherrod Brown.
And Brown backed Bidenomics, reckless Washington spending and inflation causing prices to soar, groceries up 22%, electricity up 32%, gas up 50%. The Brown-Biden price increases are smothering hardworking Ohio families. Their extreme liberal policies are hurting Ohio. And who's to thank for this mess?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Biden's buddy, Sherrod Brown. Way too liberal for Ohio. Vote no. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny out there today with a high of 89. Clear tonight, low 63. Showers on your Friday with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Thursday edition of the program, Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Buckeyes, Western Michigan, square off prime time at the Horseshoe this weekend, Bob. It'll be an awesome weather day for you, though. A little rain to navigate in the morning time, and then after that, I mean, it's as good as weather as you can find here in the fall as we turn the clock.
Oh, it's beautiful. We could use a little rain.
Yeah.
I could take a nice, heavy overnight rain. I think most of Central Ohio could. I know my parents would love some down in Lancaster. It has been very, very dry and, not terrific from that standpoint, but it's been a lot like San Diego. It got kind of toasty there for a week, but it's been
a little toasty today. That's fine.
Problem is,
hovering near 90.
The grass is dying if you're not watering it, so we've got that issue that we're trying to take care of.
Not watering it. It's very brown.
Well, see, that's not good, Beam. You want to keep that alive and keep it lush and green and make sure things are ready to go. Our sprinkler stinking turned off because our outlet's flipped off in the garage. I tossed Corey, is the grass being watered? Oh, yeah, it's being watered. Are you sure about that? And then, lo and behold, the outlet had kicked off. Thus, that was the one the sprinkler system was plugged into.
Perfect. That's what you want.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Bring a jacket, too, if you're going on Saturday. The low on Saturday night is 43 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh,
that's
is right.
Chilly.
Ooh.
That is a
mid 40s, big dog.
You're mid, Beam.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what Bo said. That's what NBC said.
Yeah, you're mid, Dad.
Yeah.
Big back activities. Basically just a nice way to call people fat, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I gained from that.
What was the word? What was the food term that we discovered?
Oh, mukbang.
Mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang.
Yeah, you're a big back.
Yeah, mukbang
big backs
activities.
Participate in mukbang activities.
You gonna do a mukbang session anytime soon?
Eating for money.
Eating for money on camera.
I would do
Sounds
it.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, getting paid to just.
Usually I pay to do that.
Yeah, just
minus the camera.
Grossly overserve yourself.
Yeah.
Where's my little piggy bean?
What is that from?
I can't remember.
What is that from? Where's my little? It's from A Christmas Story.
It is. Yeah, that's right.
That's what it's from.
Where's
The
my
Christmas
little
Story.
piggy?
Where's my piggy?
It's so amazing.
Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie. God, what a great movie that is. All right, Will Howard. Here was his
Speaking
thoughts.
of little piggies, babe.
Here was his thoughts.
I love Will
on how the first game transpired for him and how he settled against Akron.
Being the quarterback, you kind of have that responsibility of kind of being the, we go as I go, and everyone, I want to be that guy that everyone can look to, in the moments and be ready to roll. If they feel that I'm locked in and that I'm settled in, that should be a green light for everybody else. And, the more that I can help facilitate that and just practice what I preach and be about it and settle in early. And I think the quicker that we can do that.
What about his first performance?
Most impressed with my decisiveness. And, I feel like once I did make decisions, I pulled the trigger and I was ready. And even, sometimes I didn't make the perfect decision, but if you're on time and you're decisive with it, then that can kind of make up for mistakes sometimes. But that's obviously not the world I want to live in. And, I want to make good decisions so I don't have to get bailed out by being decisive.
And he said that a lot during the offseason, right? You don't need to be Superman.
And be like, how decisive were you on that third down?
Well, you want to hear his explanation?
It's great. And he handles it really well because it's a play that's indefensible and everybody knows it. So how are you going to get up there and how are you going to address it?
So he was talking about, if you don't know what we are discussing, if you were watching the game, this play
Hopefully
stood
that's
out.
Will's worst play of the year.
Yes, we hope so. The play before halftime was there like a minute and a half left to go. Yeah. Ohio State gets the ball back. It is
third down.
On
their own 30-ish, 25, 30.
Somewhere around there. Pocket is collapsing. He moves out to the right side. He's falling down. He tries to make a great play to Travion, who is standing behind him. He throws it
in the middle of the field,
about,
like 20 yards.
Yeah, about, 8 to 10 yards away, Bob, somewhere in that neighborhood. Flips it backwards. Ends up being a lateral and a fumble. Trey, unbelievable job of actually getting on the ball. But here was Will Howard on that crazy play.
That is something that I can't do. I mean, just putting the ball in harm's way. We talked about it. And, I think it was just, again, me trying to make something happen when things don't go the right way. But, it's just having the wherewithal to know when to try and make plays and then also be smart could put the ball, like I said, in harm's way. And for me, it's just, in that situation, I just got to tuck the ball, go down and eat it, because at that point, like, they got us. They showed a boundary pressure. They brought one from the field, good for them. At the end of the day, I just got to minimize those errors, putting the ball in harm's way and just, taking care of it. And, because at the end of the day, possessions and especially in that middle 8, taking care of the ball is really important.
It's a really good answer.
It was.
Really
put the ball in harm's way. Can't make those decisions. It didn't try to just, I saw him here and this and that. No, I can't do that. I can't do it. Like, I'm supposed to take care of the ball. Can't put it in harm's way, Beam.
And especially, too, you're up 17-3. There's a minute and a half left. Your defense up to that point had been stifling. Only points that you had given up was on a short field after a personal foul, right? After the late hit by IGB on the quarterback, moved them up after a 10-yard run, plus tack another 15 onto it. They're in field goal range. That's the only points that the defense had given up to that point. That could have been 17-10 easily heading into halftime. Eat it, flip the field, punt. There's a minute left to go. Akron's probably not doing anything. All of a sudden, you get better. That's 17-10 going into halftime, and Akron gets the ball. That's a much different feeling in the horseshoe. Much different.
Well, and that highlight was being shown nationally. No one saw it because nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
Outside the people that were actually watching the game.
Yeah.
And so it's unbelievable. I was talking to our guys, Berm and Ward, about this on the Roosters podcast on Tuesday. The narrative going into halftime, I was watching the halftime shows just to see what people are saying. It's 17-3. It's not a great game. But they're like, oh, look at Jeremiah Smith. Look at this guy. Ohio State offense rolling. Next end of game stuff. 52-6. Buckeyes steamrolling. It's remarkable because I feel like in the past, with no Jeremiah Smith, they're leaning in on some of the negative plays that have happened and everything else.
You're totally right about that.
And it's just amazing because you have this young, shiny toy that everybody wanted to see, so you can throw his 6 for 92 and 2 touchdowns. And Will Howard, look at the transfer.
If that goes the opposite way, wow, Will Howard, look at this play.
Yeah, wish they would have got somebody else out of the portal.
And then meantime, they would have done Syracuse highlights right after.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's all part of it, man. And the narrative was good. No one saw it nationally. And so, everybody believes Ohio State went out there and just smoked them from Jump Street.
No turnovers. +3 in that category.
They didn't show, hey, here's Akron taking the lead. Buckeyes down this year. It's just remarkable how you can frame that any way that you want. But a little chilly yesterday, Beam. Get you thinking about winter. I know that people don't want to think about it yet. It's going to start getting dark here soon, earlier and earlier. I think before 7:30 now. I don't like it anymore. And for a lot of us last year, heating bills crazy high. Homes were freezing. We did nothing about it. Hey, I want to tell you about my friends at Pella Windows, the window that you, Columbus, voted the leading and most trusted. They're giving you a reason to think about it right now. With a very legitimate offer, 0% financing for 60 months. That is still good. So go check out the local Pella team. They're amazing. Go to PellaColumbus.com.
Jamar Chase made a lot of Bengals fans happy yesterday. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map to tell you about. We are watching things pick up on I-71 as you're coming in southbound into downtown and on 161 out in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Football fans, meet your new full-service auto partner, Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. From Honda to Ford to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, we have the perfect vehicle for every football fan. Stuck on the road? Our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance is just one call away, and our Carvenience service means no hassle, just great service. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. For unbeatable deals and unbelievable service, visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing.
Call 1-800-COOLING.
If my buttery smooth voice represents the photos in your social media feed,
And this is closer to what real life is like. Social media can be fun, but remember, it's only showing you
the filtered version of life. So when social media is stressing you out, check in on yourself and remember, it's not the whole story. For more tips on reducing your stress, go to mha.ohio.gov/check-in. A message from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and American Nitro Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest presented by Lowe's is back for year 2, and I'm so excited. We got the wing smoking competition that I'll be judging, cold beer, food trucks, tons of wings, and a great cause. We're raising money for Ghosts of War, providing immediate assistance to veterans in need. So get your tickets at americannitro.com/wingfest. Free admission for all current and former military members. Brought to you by Lowe's, Columbus Chamber of Commerce, Dave & Buster's, Valpak of Central Ohio, Heidelberg Distributing, and more.
I've made a decision. We will air the Browns game this week. We're the home of the Browns. We air them every week. Yes, I knew that. Catch the Browns and Cowboys from the land.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 2:30.
Yay football, the Fan.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. As a business owner in these uncertain economic times, you struggle to guard your life's work against unexpected challenges. But can it withstand the sudden disruption of a divorce? In divorce, financials are scrutinized and the company itself could be in jeopardy. When your hard-earned work is at risk, count on our experience and advocacy in handling these matters at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Ben Sadler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Excuse me, waiter. There's a hair in my soup. A long purple hair.
I'm so sorry. I'll get the manager.
I'm the manager. How can I help?
Wait, weren't you the Plum Insurance mascot?
I gave it away, my long purple fur.
Something like that.
What if all insurance companies were like NJM and were known for putting their policyholders first, not gimmicks? Then all those insurance mascots would have to get real jobs.
I'll pass on dessert.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
That's true. Bengals fans had a good day yesterday. So we've been talking about this throughout camp. The Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase. What did he participate in? One training camp day, I think. And then...
Participate is a loose term.
I think he practiced one day.
Really?
I think he practiced for one day. He was out there. I mean, he was helping in drills. He was obviously in the meeting rooms, Bob. But it was a hold in versus a hold out.
Practice
I think he
yesterday?
did. He did practice yesterday.
Okay.
So that's
a hold in.
It was a hold in.
That's a way to show up and you don't get fined.
Sounds awesome. I'm going to go to my job but not do my job.
It's basically it. Yeah, I showed up. Did you come on air? No, I'm just going to hang out at my desk all day.
Actually, I'll
just sit here.
I'll be in the studio, but I'm not going to say anything.
It's perfect.
Sounds great. Sounds terrific. But he did practice yesterday. Now, they take on the New England Patriots coming up here week number 1. That's at home. That's for them. Down at Paycor Stadium, down on the banks of the Ohio River, down in Cincinnati. And it was a big key indication yesterday if Jamar Chase was going to practice. Now, Shark, you cut these up, but I'm pretty sure coach's availability happens before practice and then player availability happens after practice, correct?
Exactly right, Beam. So when are you playing Zach Taylor? Yeah.
Yeah, so Zach Taylor, this was before practice, Bob, and you and I had alluded to it yesterday. It was going to be a telltale sign whether he was going to be available week number 1 coming up on Sunday, if he did not practice yesterday. So it was a big day for Jamar Chase as they got into installs, and it's a big practice day. Wednesday and Thursdays are in the NFL. And here was a little Q&A between reporters and Zach Taylor about the status of Jamar Chase.
Will Jamar practice today?
We'll see.
At what point is there a certain time that he needs to practice in order for y'all to feel good about him playing?
Yeah, we'll see. We're not there yet.
But is there a deadline that even exists?
Yeah, we'll see.
If Jamar didn't practice, what would he be listed on the injury report?
That's a great question. We'd find out, I guess, if that were to happen.
What are the challenges of the guy not practicing all week and then playing on game day?
Well, we deal with this all the time with injuries. You know, where guys are limited through the week or don't practice during the week. And our guys have always done a great job in the meetings of being responsible for it. I think we do a good job teaching that, walking through it. So, again, there's a lot of ways to get people ready to play in a game.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Here would have been the follow-up to this. If I can go full Rothschild here for you for a second. So you said, will he be appearing on the injury report? Yeah, we'll see. And then he said, will we deal with this with injuries? So in saying that, you're implying that this isn't an injury.
So is he hurt or is he healthy?
And that's because he said we deal with this with injuries. Then he would say, well, we're dealing with this like any other injury or whatever it would be.
Then he would have to be listed on the injury report.
And that's the point, is that's the question that they ask. Is this will he be on the injury report? We'll see. Is there a challenge for a guy not playing, practicing and still playing while we deal with this all the time with injuries? He's explicitly stating right at that point, I mean, I would cross-examine the heck out of him on the stage. Colonel Jessup would be spewing right now.
It says here, week number 1, injury report for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, NIR, rest. Wednesday, limited participation. So he did go limited. Joe Burrow, right wrist, Wednesday participation.
What did it
FP,
say?
Full participation.
What did it say his injury was?
NIR, -rest. I don't know what that means. I don't know what NIR on the injury report means. NIR injury report.
Non-related illness? I think it's non-related illness.
Not injury related.
Not injury. So
veteran rested is what it means.
Yep. I mean, that's interesting. You can be on the injury report, Shark, but it's not injury related. I mean, that's what we have a designation on the injury report for the NFL, the National Football League, that says NRI, not injury related.
Yeah.
Say NFI is
load management. Why don't we just change that to LM?
It's 100%. Just put it down. Vet rest day.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need to do.
General soreness.
Here was Joey B talking about Jamar's return to practice.
Yeah, great to have him back. Great player. A guy that we need to be our best.
It was basically it. And two, what I respect about Joe, and Bob, you've been in these situations before in rooms, guys going through contract situations. Joe is not even touching that subject.
Our relationship hasn't changed. I'm not getting involved in his business. I'm going about mine and trying to get better every day and going out and getting ready to play for Sunday. So I know he's doing what he needs to do to be ready to go if need be. So I'm just doing what I got to do.
Still, no idea. And that was a good job by Joe of answering that
here's
question.
A little look behind the curtain with this. There'll be guys, like players very rarely ever say something publicly about a guy's holdout. Mm-hmm. And people are like, why don't they want their teammates playing? I'm like, yeah, they do. But they know they could be in that situation before at some point in time. And they want to make sure that everybody, hey, you don't talk about another guy's contract situation unless they're being like utterly ridiculous and it's dragging on and they're trying to renegotiate a year after signing a deal or whatever it is. And they're being belligerent about it and they're being a bad teammate. You never address it. Now, you may go talk to a guy privately about that.
Sure.
You can go over and have a discussion with him and say, hey, I'm going to support you publicly. but we need you back. So do everything you can to get back here, and you've got to be ready to go when you get back. Because once you come back, it's not like, well, I got to play my way into shape, and now I've got to figure this out. We need you back. So you've got to take care of your business. We're not going to, I'm going to back you publicly. I will be there for you. But we've got to start having conversations about getting you back. And those will happen. And guys respect that because they show
Joe and Jamar are close, and I'm sure that those conversations have happened.
Yeah, they played together in college. And some of it's like, hey, as long as you're here for the season, big dog, you do what you got to do. I understand what you're trying to work through, and I get it. So I'm going to be here with you. But in public, I'm always going to be. Just let it be known when game one's coming, I need you here. Okay? We need you on the field to be good.
Guy who was also on the injury report, like I mentioned, Joe Burrow with the wrist injury. How's that feeling for him, getting ready to head into week one against the Pats?
I feel like I'm healthy. I feel like I'm physically strong, and I'll be able to go out and do what I need to do. But, whenever you have those kinds of injuries, it's a process throughout the season. Just like with the knee, you're going to have some days where you feel good, some days where you don't. And you're going to get better throughout the season.
Now, this year was the first year that Joe has fully participated in a training camp, right?
Yeah. He's had the hamstring before.
He had that. He had the knee
recovery.
Well, when he first got drafted in the league, it was COVID.
Yeah.
So that was weird. And then after that, it was the knee injury after his rookie season. The year after that was the appendix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. That's a non-football injury.
That's a non-football injury, but that would be injury related.
Yeah, it's injury report. It's justified.
And then last year was it meniscus or hamstring?
Yeah,
or
the hamstring. I think he tweaked his hamstring. Calf. That's what it was.
That's what it was. And so here was Joe finally saying that it's been nice being fully healthy heading in to a first game of the season.
I feel great. This is the best I felt going into week one, since my rookie season. So that's exciting for me to be able to get these reps in training camp and, bank all those and continue to get better throughout this time, as opposed to just trying to get back to baseline.
Yeah, for sure. And the Bengals have been notoriously slow starters over the years when he has not participated in camp. They've been really bad the first few weeks of the season.
You want to start fast and get it going. But listen, pool season may be over, but it's time to go see my folks still at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. They're not just here to optimize your testosterone levels. Nope. They can do much more than that and then get your weight right as well. That's right. Affinity can help you lose weight and alleviate those symptoms that come with low testosterone. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to those testosterone treatments so you can say goodbye to low energy, low libido. Hey, say hello to muscle gain and some weight loss. That way you can still wear cutoffs while the weather permits, show those guns, feel good about yourself, and be the best version of yourself. Thank you, Shark. Those arms look fantastic. So go check them out for a free consult at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Bob, your dream golf matchup is actually coming true. We're going to do that in Quick Hitters coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, just one crash we're watching on I-270 heading northbound. Just beyond Tuttle Crossing, we've got the right lane blocked off and crews working to clear up a crash. Again, that's in those northbound lanes of 270 right as you're approaching the 33 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. BMIFCU.org/Visa.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market is peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time. Except for two things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
Hey, welcome to IKEA's Complete Sleep event. Don't miss dreamy offers on sleep essentials.
I've tried counting sheep, but keep losing track.
We've got you. IKEA family members save 15% off your purchase of $300 or more on select sleep comfort items. Check out comforters, pillows, and mattresses for all sleep styles, and so much more.
Ooh, can't wait.
You shouldn't. Go to IKEA-USA.com/bettersleep or visit your local store today. Offer valid August 7th through September 10th, U.S. only. See store and IKEA-USA.com for full details and eligible items. Restrictions apply.
Football is built on tradition, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With a lifetime powertrain warranty on every vehicle purchase, you know you're getting a relationship that's built to last. Need service? Our Carvenience service takes care of everything, from picking up your vehicle to dropping it off when it's done, leaving you with a rental car in between. And with 4 dealerships and a collision center, Hinderer Motor Company is your one-stop shop for all things automotive. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
NFL action on Friday? You bet your sweet Pippi. Catch the Packers and Eagles live from Brazil. The fun starts Friday at 8 on ESPN Columbus. Where's that? The Fan's HD2 or 1460 AM.
Sponsored by Roosters.
Your home of the NFL. The Fan.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and have you back on the road faster than it takes for your half-calf heavy cream mocha latte to get cold. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change. Appointments now available at participating locations.
IBM and the United States Tennis Association are teaming up and using generative AI to deliver an improved experience for tennis fans around the world. The 2024 U.S. Open digital platforms offer never-before-seen features to bring fans even closer to the action inside Billie Jean King Tennis Center. New long-form post-match summaries mean fans can access detailed analysis for all 254 U.S. Open singles matches within minutes for near-instant coverage at unprecedented scale. To learn more about this new feature and others, visit usopen.org or download the U.S. Open app. Sponsored by IBM.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're looking at sunny skies, high 89. Clear tonight, low 63. And on your Friday, looking at a few storms and showers with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, you're on the Juice are brought to you by our great friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky?
Yes, sir.
Happy NFL season to you.
Yeah, that is exciting stuff. And they're not on the Peacock. Well, they are on the Peacock, but they're also on NBC tonight.
Tomorrow's game for the Packers and the Eagles, that's a Peacock extravaganza.
Not going to do it.
I think that was the reason why I wasn't watching TV and just kind of staring into space last night. It's because I knew
what was on the horizon.
I know what's on the horizon. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
16 games in the NFL and probably 20 that we'll watch in college football.
But the thing is, the NFL this week, they spread them all out so much.
Right.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah,
all
4
the
out of
time.
5 days.
Oof, 5 out of 5.
Are they still doing the Monday night doubleheader?
No, there's only one game Monday.
Thank goodness.
Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau used to hate each other. And then they became fraternity brothers when they sold their souls to the Live Devil. Now they're good buddies. They're best friends and golfing partners. Brooks and Bryson will face Scotty and Rory in a made-for-TV match in mid-December in Las Vegas. No Peyton Mannings or Tom Brady's or Aaron Rodgers this year. Instead, Beam, it's going to be the PGA Tour against the Live.
It's great, isn't it? It's what everybody's been clamoring
Here's
for.
the thing. Could we have gotten...
Here's what we need to do,
I don't
Bob.
want Scotty on this. I want this to be like...
Why don't you want Scotty? He's the white knight.
I like Scotty. That's why. I want this to be another Euro that I can dislike. I like Rory, but he's European. So if you're going to make me choose, unless you're going to declare your U.S. citizenship and compete under the U.S. banner, then you're always going to be...
Well, he's Irish.
I get
a little
that.
bit different.
That's not part of Europe?
It is. Actually, I guess if he was British, that technically wouldn't be a part of Europe because of Brexit. Here's what they needed to do, Bob. Now, this is great. I'll be watching because I'm a psycho. Shark, you'll be watching.
Couldn't they have Sergio Garcia over there?
He's already on the list.
Yeah, he's on the...
I don't like him.
You're making up the rules as we go. What they needed to do was a straight up like Ryder Cup style PGA against Live. Like a roster full of 9 to 10 guys. You go out there, you play the 3-day event, you play best ball, you play 4-ball, and then you go and you just play singles on the other day. Like that's the content we need. An annual PGA Tour versus Live Golf Tour, even though in the future they're going to be under the same umbrella, even though maybe not, because that thing doesn't seem like it's going to get done, and who knows what's going on with that situation. But that's what we need. But in the meantime, you're telling me that we get Scotty and Rory against Bryson and Brooksy? I'm in. Yeah, I'm totally in for that.
This should be pretty good. They're going to be mic'd up and everything.
Oh, yeah.
As long as Brooksy and Bryson are talking about like lifting weights and like
being total meatballs.
Being meatballs, I'm good with this.
It is so easy to root
They
for.
should do a Ryder Cup event, Shark, where like one participant from each team has to drink a beer a hole. Like that should be one of the challenges.
Oh, we're going to get John Daly for the Americans.
Of course.
It is so easy to root for Brian Kelly, such a lovable, good guy. And bad things keep happening to him. A loss to USC in the primetime season opener, and now he has lost his starting tailback. John Emery suffered a torn ACL in practice Tuesday. He's going to miss the rest of the season. This is pretty awful because it was Emery's left knee that he just got the torn ACL in. He just recovered from suffering a torn right ACL 10 months ago. So I think, Bob, that Emery's career is over because this is his 6th season, but with the NCAA, you don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, I was talking to Jacob Hester about this. He's an LSU guy on XM yesterday, and he's like, Emery tore his ACL, their back who was playing the best for him in the game. I'm like, in the game? I don't remember that. He goes, no, in practice yesterday. I'm like, that is brutal. Yeah. The practice injury, they're trying to get that run game going. It had looked better. And this guy has been through a lot. It's his 6th year. He's battled a lot of things. And to see that happen, like, it's just, you can leave BK out of this. Like, I hate seeing this for the players. Like, I watched Marcus Crowley, blow his knee out in the bye week, a handful of years back. Like, I don't want to see that stuff. I feel for these guys because I know how long of a road it is back. And sometimes it's the road to nowhere. It's the end of the road, boys to men, because there's nothing else. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, for sure. So, he rushed for 61 yards on 10 carries. So, it was a pretty good average that he had against USC. And their revamped rush defense. Now you've got senior Caleb Jackson, sophomore Caleb Jackson, senior Josh Williams. They combined for 51 yards on 15 carries. And then remember, too, in the offseason, Bob, Trey Holly was arrested for a shooting in February. So, like, that running back room has already been kind of a weird offseason for them. And now they get this injury. Yeah, that stings. Coming off of that loss on Sunday evening against USC, it was a home game for them. I know it wasn't location-wise, but that was out in Vegas, and it had to be 70% LSU fans. You have to deal with that on Sunday night, then you have to deal with this on Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, that's a tough 48-hour span for them.
On January 2nd, 2023, Damar Hamlin of the Bills suffered cardiac arrest on the football field in Cincinnati. Basically died on the field until medics immediately arrived and revived him. Would he ever play again? Yes. He played 5 games last season for Buffalo. And now, just 20 months after a life-threatening incident, Beamer, Damar Hamlin has won a starting job at safety for the Bills.
It's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, I remember doing that show that morning after that game between Buffalo down in Cincinnati, and just that was one of the crazier situations that you'll see on a football field or really any live sporting event. And then the road, we talked about the road to recovery with an ACL. I mean, road to recovery, with your life in jeopardy.
Cardiac recovery being?
Yeah, exactly. And so the fact that he even came back, he played in a few games last year, it was already a terrific story. Then to build your way off of that, Bob, and coming back and being a starter for an NFL team, kudos to him, hat tip. I'm sure that took a ton of work for him to be able to get back. So
kudos to the Bills for sticking with him during that. He worked his whole way back. The Bills are getting younger. Obviously, Poyer, some of the other safeties have departed. And so that opened the door, and he seized that opportunity. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to start and play in the NFL. And you know what? Maybe he has 2 lifetimes given what had happened to him. But kudos to him. Very excited. It's amazing as people brought this up. And they gave Comeback Player of the Year to the guy who was sitting on his couch last year who played quarterback for the Browns. Yeah. Not to a dude who died on the field. He's like, I don't know what more there is to come back from.
Yeah, you're right.
Than literally the dark side.
Drew said Rory is from Northern Ireland. Yeah, but he played for Ireland in the Olympics and played under the Irish flag. So I know that Northern Ireland is part of Europe. Ireland is not. They are different countries, but he did wear the Irish flag during the Olympics. So I don't know what you got to say. Take that up with Rory. NFL starts tonight. We're going to lock in our AFC predictions coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear up a crash on I-270 northbound. This is just beyond Tuttle Crossing over there on the west side near Dublin. We've got the right lanes blocked off as crews work to clear that up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greensons.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 roof.
Who does Joe Biden have to thank for backing his extreme liberal agenda?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod Brown backed Biden, voting to let transgender biological men participate in women's sports, and supported allowing puberty blockers and even sex change surgeries for minor children.
My buddy Sherrod Brown.
And Brown backed Bidenomics, reckless Washington spending and inflation causing prices to soar, groceries up 22%, electricity up 32%, gas up 50%. The Brown-Biden price increases are smothering hardworking Ohio families. Their extreme liberal policies are hurting Ohio. And who's to thank for this mess?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Biden's buddy, Sherrod Brown. Way too liberal for Ohio. Vote no. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
This week, find hot deals in one stop at Meijer. Shop select bulk apples for $1.49 per pound. Fresh from Meijer family pack chicken thighs for $1.29 per pound. And select General Mills cereal for $1.99. Plus, earn MPerks points every time you shop for groceries, apparel, and at the pump. You even earn points at the Meijer Pharmacy. So schedule your flu shot today. Available now. Meijer has all you need in just one stop. And the same low Meijer prices in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. If you get a single, double, triple, or home run, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet on us. BetMGM and GameSense remain to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-ON. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-91-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market. Expired 24 hours from issuance. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. So what ends up happening is you do a few push-ups and sit-ups in your room, run around the block, or just skip it entirely. Lame. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and power your buys and tries the right way or de-stress with some cardio. The choice is yours. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. The Reds have a 3-game winning streak, and this one was over early. In Cincinnati, the Reds scored 9 runs in the bottom of the first and went on to crush the Astros 12-5. Ellie De La Cruz had 3 hits, scored 3 runs, and drove in 2 more. In Kansas City, Seth Lugo picked up his 15th win of the season, and Tommy Pham's 3-run homer in the 4th was the game winner as the Royals beat the Guardians 4-1. Meanwhile, the Twins lost at Tampa Bay 9-4, so Minnesota and Kansas City both trail the first-place Guardians by 4.5 games in the American League Central. The NFL's regular season begins tonight with the Ravens facing the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs in Kansas City. On Sunday, the Bengals host New England while the Browns entertain Dallas. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. The course record might be only 40 strokes away. Awaken180weightloss.com.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Thursday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. You can always watch the show, stream the show on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, type in 97.1 The Fan, hit the subscribe button, and you can watch all of our shows live and local as we do them. Even our post-game show that we do with Timmy and I, that's on YouTube too. So go over there, see what's happening. All kinds of good stuff for you. Coming up here, programming note at noon every single Thursday, the Ryan Day Show. That's going to be happening about 5 hours away from right now. Ryan Day's last comments before the game on Saturday against Western Michigan. So that's what we got going on here on The Fan today. And then coming up in 1 hour's time, Albert Breer of the MMQB. He's going to join the program. NFL season starting tonight. And then at 8:35, Patrick Murphy, the Murph Dog of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeyes with him. So AB coming up here in an hour. 8:35, Patrick Murphy joins us to talk Buckeyes.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Royals 4, Guards 1. Sharky. Not panic time yet.
No. Take 2 out of 3. That's all we needed to do. And now you've got the Twins playing the Rays tonight, one more game down there, and then Kansas City and Minnesota meet this weekend in a 3-game series. So you have to hope that it's 2 out of 3 and that one of the teams doesn't sweep, because the Guards go to L.A. to face the Dodgers. That will not be fun.
You're good against good teams, though.
Used to be.
Okay. I can't wait to see that Tribe starting pitching go against Shohei. That's going to be tremendous.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I can wait. I can wait to see that.
Well, the good news is you can wait until 10:10 tomorrow evening, Shark. I mean, I know that's a late night start for you, so you're going to be good.
No school on Saturday.
No school on Saturday. You're right.
Sleep in.
Shark, you're about to have every day as a Saturday.
Yes.
You have senioritis yet?
What's that mean?
Like your senior year in school.
Senior.
Were you thinking of the other senior citizen?
I was thinking senior citizen.
No, well,
I'm not there yet. I'm only 64.
Shark, you've got the Golden Buckeye card. That thing's in the mail.
I don't have the Golden Buckeye card. I do have AARP.
That's right.
Yes.
You can get the Golden Buckeye, can't you?
I can, but
why don't you get it? Why don't you get it?
AARP is so much better.
Can you say that? Are you legally allowed to say that?
Well, because I live in Ohio, I probably should support my state. But
It's okay.
But you don't, Beam.
You send
root
your
for the
money up
Bears.
north to Michigan, Shark.
Yeah, I root for the Bears. I also paid a boatload of tuition to go to Ohio State, and I'm still paying it back.
And you pay your property taxes to the state of Ohio.
Why don't you pay income tax? I mean, there's a lot of things you do for the state.
You're right.
You know, you're not maybe quite as committed as you are in California, but it's still not bad. Or as Belichick called it, Taxachusetts, which was amazing.
I heard that.
Which was amazing.
Who was he talking to the other day?
McAfee.
Yeah, was it McAfee? Yeah. I think him and Saban have done a really nice job.
Did you see the one that they're playing something? I can't think of the song. Oh, they're maybe Seven Nation Army. And Pat, before game day, is just sitting there getting juiced.
Saban's just side-eyeing
Saban was
him.
just sitting there looking straight ahead. And they're like, when the young coach is jamming before the game and the old coach is focused and ready to go.
How great was that? I don't know if you were watching the end of game day. It was terrific. So Corso leaves the set, like when they're doing picks.
Yeah.
And he tells Kirk, he goes, I got to leave. I got to go. And so he leaves the set in the middle of their pick segment. And McAfee's like, where the heck is Coach going here? Everybody knows where he's going.
Oh, yeah.
He comes back in. He's got the leprechaun on and everything. But at the end of the show, McAfee's like hugging Saban. And he was like, this is so much fun. It's like, I've never experienced a college game day atmosphere like this where you're not like locked in and loaded and ready to go. And like for the first time probably ever, Bob, he's just out there meandering and getting to hang out with the fans.
It's out there getting drunk. No, maybe not that, but having a good time. I mean, hey, you know what, Shark? That's what retirement looks like.
Yeah.
You know, it was amazing. The guy, when I bought my boat, I had to get some stuff titled. I had to go back over to get some things signed and notarized. And they're retired, my friend's parents. And he's like, hey, I'm like, can I come over after practice? And because we needed it notarized and getting it taken care of, so we had to grab someone to come over for that. And they're like, yeah, we're going to be going to dinner. Could it be more like 8 or something? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, 8:45. I get over there and they're, got back from dinner. I say, hey, it's a Wednesday. I got work tomorrow, this and that. And they're like, hey, for us, every day's a Saturday. I said, that sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Getting rolling, Shark. That's tremendous for you.
I had my physical yesterday. And
did you ask him to put a life expectancy on you?
No. And
when they did the radiocarbon dating on you, you didn't ask him to say, hey, figure that out?
He said, what's going on in your life? And I said, well, I've got like 300 and some days until retirement. And he goes, oh, next time I see you, you'll be on Medicare because it's an annual. So I'm checking out.
He was a patient.
I'm checking out, and the girl says, okay, do you want me to go ahead and schedule for a year from now? I said, sure, no problem. She said, what time works for you? And I said,
anytime.
I got all the time in the world.
Are you kidding me? You might be on a cruise then, you said.
I could. I very well could, Bob.
It's easier to reschedule that doctor's appointment than a cruise, Sharky.
I was pumped. I got my license, and I told you I went to the BMV. I was amazed. It was already there. It's like, you get the envelope that's like unmarked, and they do that for credit cards and everything else. And my ID came, and they always like, careful, it's not going to look like anything. It'll look like junk mail. So I opened it up, and I was like, oh. I had to take a new picture. I was kind of sad about that because my old picture was pretty good, and I wanted to, it's like, do I look older? So I was like, yeah, this looks pretty good. I was kind of impressed. And when I went there, I wasn't thinking that I'd have to take a new picture. I thought they'd just use the old one. And I was like, you know what? This doesn't look too bad. My hairline looks like it's holding on. NKOTB beam, hanging tough. Feeling good about that. So I went to my wife, and she goes, oh, new license. I said, yeah, let me play a little game with you right here. So I put the IDs down, top and bottom. I put my hand over top of the expiration on them. I go, which is the new one? She goes, what do you mean? I go, judging by the picture, the last picture I took on that was, 3 or 4 years ago, which is the new one. And she got it wrong, so I felt good. I go, I'm aging in reverse.
Benjamin Button effect.
100%. Shark, that's what you have to look forward to. Aging. By the way, when was the last time you can do license, you can renew your license in the mail now?
Okay.
Which is great. So next time you do it, Beam, you can send stuff in,
Perfect.
boom, boom, they send it back to you. Easy money. Which when you do that, I'm assuming they use the same picture. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Shark, when was the last time you got your license renewed?
I think it was in 22, and it doesn't expire till, is it 28 now, or is it 30?
You can get 5 years on it, I think.
Oh, I think it might be 6.
Maybe it's 6. But after that, Shark, you will have to go in and do them in person because after, it's either 60, I think it's after 60, you have to take your eye test every time.
Yeah.
So you don't qualify to do them online anymore.
No, Bob. I got this was issued in 2022, and I don't have to get a new one till 2030.
Nice.
So it's 8 years.
See, that's dangerous.
6 years.
That's 8 years.
Oh, 8 years.
2022 to 30.
I'm saying 6 years from now.
Yeah.
6 years from now.
The fact that you don't have to get registered for a driving test and you have to take an eye test, there might be a flaw in the plan. You must have somehow got grandfathered in because I think I thought it was over 60, and maybe I didn't know they did a full 8. I don't think I said give me the max.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
whatever it was,
max deal, super max.
Whatever the super max is. I don't care how much it costs. If it'll avoid the heartache of having to come in here or go online and get in the portal and do all that stuff, brutal.
So yesterday we did our NFC previews. So let's start with the AFC previews again. Tonight you get the Ravens at the Chiefs. You can listen to that game at 8 o'clock right here.
Can we play some NFL music for this?
Yeah, can we play NFL music?
No.
We'll skip the NFL music from now. I'll get confirmation.
All right.
I'll get confirmation.
You can play stuff as a bet.
For our NFL picks today, we have to play that music.
We do. All right, we'll save that because those are coming up at 7:33. All right, let's start with the AFC East, Bob. Again, according to FanDuel, Pats long shots, 26-1 odds to win that division. Dolphins, Bills, and Jets. Dolphins at plus 210, Bills at plus 195. Jets actually the favored in that division at plus 160.
Bills shed a lot. Dolphins shed a lot on defense. They had some salary cap issues. I don't think the Pats are going to be in contention. The Jets, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I think they are the team to beat. If they could get, what's his name? Who's their DN that's holding out?
Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. Gosh, they traded for him. Has he practiced yet?
No.
Good for him. I love it. He's going to draw a line in the sand.
Saw Robert Saleh say yesterday, boy, he will help us out when he gets here.
He can just go and pass rush. We don't really need him to do much else. I'm going to go with the Jets.
Ooh, I can't
That's
do
fine.
it. I can't go with the Jets.
Listen, you know Aaron's my guy.
I know he is.
He went on a month-long darkness retreat this year.
Yeah, well, last year. And then he went to Egypt this year and missed some OTAs.
No, he went into Egypt and went into King Tut's tomb in the darkness. You think they got a window in there? No light in there.
No light. I can't go with the Jets. I'm going to say, I think the Dolphins. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins to win this division right here in the AFC East. I don't know why, but I think the Bills have a little bit of a downturn this year. So I'll go with the Dolphins. AFC South, Texans at 1-1 odds, so even money on them. Jags at plus 290, Colts at plus 320, Titans at plus 950. I'll go Texans to win this division.
Yeah, the answer is the Texans. I think I'm not a fan of Anthony Richardson as an NFL quarterback. I think the way he plays, he got hurt last year. I can't imagine him making it through a season. Jags, there is concern that they could win that. I like CJ and their weapons better than Trevor Lawrence, and I think DeMeco Ryans is a better coach.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Texans win the division both for us. Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers take it to the AFC North. Really close. Plus 145 for the Ravens, plus 165 for the Bengals, plus 450 for the Brownies, and plus 750 for the Steelers, according to FanDuel. Who you got coming out of the North?
Ooh.
I think I got to go Baltimore.
I'm going to go Cincinnati.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Okay.
Healthy Joe Burrow.
Yep.
If Jamar Chase, as you're telling me, is practicing, Beam.
I said he was NIR limited practice.
Yeah, well.
Non-injury related.
If he's out there, I don't know. That's better than the alternative.
I'm going Bengals?
We go with the Bengals.
All right, I'll go with the Ravens then. AFC West, Chiefs minus 270.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs.
Chargers plus 390. Raiders 10-1. Broncos 20-1.
I think the Chargers are a borderline playoff team.
Yeah.
I know that they had to divest a lot, but listen, you can say what you want about Jim Harbaugh. He has a proven track record of success, and he'll get the best out of Herbert, and they will throw the ball, or they'll run the ball really stinking well.
Who are your 3 wild cards? Both of us going with the Chiefs there, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Wild cards, I am going to take the Ravens, Browns, and Dolphins.
All right, so Bill's missing the playoffs for you.
I think so.
I will go.
Gosh, yeah, Chargers and Bills would be my next 2.
I think I'm going to go. I took the Dolphins to win the AFC East. That was dumb. I'll go Bills, Jags, Bengals.
The Jaguars?
Yeah, I think the Jags have a rebound this year.
Oh.
I know it's awful to say. That was terrible.
They lost
regret
the
everything.
game against a team that wasn't playing for anything to go to the playoffs.
I know they did. I know they did.
The Titans literally were playing for nothing, and they lost.
Got smoked.
They got beat to death.
Got
They
smoked.
win and they get in.
Hey, I'm a believer in the Jaguars. One new Ohio State player can't believe the home field advantage that Ohio State possesses. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, we are watching crews clear a crash on I-270 northbound just beyond Tuttle Crossing, blocking the right shoulder. Not causing a ton of issues, but just something to look out for if you're heading in that direction. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and American Nitro Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest presented by Lowe's is back for year 2, and I'm so excited. We got the wing smoking competition that I'll be judging. Cold beer, food trucks, tons of wings, and a great cause. We're raising money for Ghosts of War, providing immediate assistance to veterans in need. So get your tickets at americannitro.com/wingfest. Free admission for all current and former military members. Brought to you by Lowe's, Columbus Chamber of Commerce, Dave & Buster's, Valpak of Central Ohio, Heidelberg Distributing, and more.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward. Most goals we set for ourselves have a pretty clear course. My family wants a trip to Disney World. So you read a couple of reviews, talk to a few friends, save up some money, and then you book it. There's maybe a couple of choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, what if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds? Where's the clear path there? You read reviews, talk with a few friends, and try something out. When it doesn't work, you're disappointed. We've all been there, and it sucks. Know what I say? Stop trying and do what I did. Start doing. Reach your goal with Awaken 180. It's a clear course to success without the disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, and no medication side effects. I'm proof. I dropped 55 pounds with my first go at it, and it was simple. A word I never associated with weight loss, except now when referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear course to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Pop quiz. What's the best way to go back to school? With Giant Eagle and Market District, of course. From lunchbox favorites to fun after-school snacks. Shop deals for school days and save on thousands of items throughout the store. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny out there today with a high of 89. Clear tonight, low 63. Showers on your Friday with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
A little Thursday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. You can always watch us on YouTube. Jeff says every year the quote-unquote experts pick the Steelers to be last. Look it up. That's the last time they've been last. I'm not going to look it up. I know it's probably been a long time for Pittsburgh. Also, I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be.
So, what was that? Was that in the chat?
Yeah.
Every year the experts pick the Steelers. Look it up. The last time they've been last. Were they not last year?
No, the Bengals.
Bengals, that's right. Joe Burrow was hurt. They might not be last, but they're not winning. I didn't say they were going to be last.
Mm-mm.
I guess by default, picking the
Browns,
Bengals,
Ravens to go to the
and
playoffs.
Ravens all to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess he did pick them to be last.
I mean, Coach, have we watched them play in the preseason?
Yeah. What's the preseason, though?
I understand that.
Preseason. It's not
and
out of control.
They have a good defense. And
Watch the Bears playing the preseason undefeated.
I think Mike Tomlin is a really good coach.
He's a hell of a coach.
They are bad on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah.
They were bad last year.
And I feel like, Bob, for so long, I mean, obviously their defense has always been tremendous. Their offensive line was always just so gnarly, right? So big, so nasty, so physical. Their offensive line production has dipped. And, like, that could be the root of the problem for them as they continue. And we talked about this yesterday, living in a world without your Hall of Fame quarterback.
The Steelers won one more game than the Bengals, and the Bengals did not have Joe Burrow for a large portion of the season.
They finished 9-8 last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steelers finished 10-7.
Okay. I don't think Tomlin has ever finished below 500 as a coach.
No, he's finished at 500.
Yeah.
Maybe one year they went 8-7-1, I think.
Okay.
Maybe they did finish 500 one year, but they've never been below.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not saying they'll be below 500 this year.
Right.
They might be 9-8, but there's three other teams that are better, assuming everybody else stays healthy. You're starting Russell Wilson as your quarterback.
Who?
The Rustler. Mr. You know who he is.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah. That's who. We'll ask Albert Breer about him again. If you want to go that way. I mean, I think there's people in there that I believe would like to start Justin Fields, but they're leaning into that nutbag.
Well, I think also, too, that you can't start Russ on the bench.
Okay, so here's another thing. If you're making your decision at starting quarterback based upon the fact that you think you might have to bench him, do you think that's a good scenario?
No.
I mean,
no.
That sounds
right.
like we can't play this guy because if we play him
and we need to bench him.
We need to bench him. The other guy can't come back. Is that really what we're looking at?
Yeah, it's not great.
That's a terrible scenario.
Bad all around.
It's really bad. I mean, it's like leaving the car, leaving your house in the car, knowing you don't have enough gas, carrying the gas can with you. Like, what? You're in that bad of a situation that like you think you need to bring a gas can?
At least you came prepared.
I guess you're planning to run out of gas is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You are prepared for it.
And that extra gas tank happens to be Justin Fields.
Yeah. So instead of like putting the extra gas in earlier and see if we can drive and make it there, we're going to go with the other one and just bring the tank because we'll feel bad if we have to do that first.
So Buckeyes had some media availability last night. What about Quinshon Judkins? I thought this was great from him in his first time playing at the Horseshoe.
Definitely a one-of-a-kind experience. Super exciting. Definitely more fans than I expected, so it's super fun. Over 100,000. You know, being at Ole Miss, I only got to see that at away games.
Yeah, it's true. Only got to see that at away games. Some of it's because of the constraints of the stadium.
Some of it is, too, is that a lot of the places, like, they don't fill it up for, like, non-conference games.
Did you hear what who said it the other day? Eli Drinkwitz said. So Eli Drinkwitz had a really great... Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach of Missouri, had a really good point. And I haven't looked at their attendance, but did they play on Friday night? Like, they played in a weird time.
Came down on their fans.
He came down on their fans pretty hard. And he said it was on Thursday. They played against Murray State. They smoked them 51-0. And Eli Drinkwitz basically came out before the game and said, if we don't sell out tickets, then these fans, like our fans, aren't ready to take the next step. He goes, don't support us in the big games. Don't support us just in the big games. Come out and support this team. Come out and support these guys. Now, the attendance was 62,621. I don't know what the capacity is of Memorial Stadium.
70-something.
In Columbia. But that was some pretty brash comments from him. Meanwhile, you got an Akron team coming in here who was one of the worst teams in college football last year, and you still have 102,000 people at the shoe. Pretty impressive.
You're always going to – I'm worried that there will be a day that they don't sell it out, but right now there's still – wait, it says the capacity there is 62,000.
All right, so they did sell it out.
Maybe he was talking trash beforehand.
No, it was before the game when he said this.
Okay.
Yeah, it was before the game. So it worked.
The seating capacity is now approximately 61,000. Crowds in excess of 75 have been seen. I don't know how that works.
Okay. It pushes the stadium capacity from about 62,621, which the attendance was, to 65,000. So they were a few shy. Still a pretty good effort.
It's not bad. That's close. I mean, you're getting 90, 95%. It looks full as opposed to people being packed in, but scared to be great, Beam. If you shouldn't have to lobby. You got Missouri's a top 10 team.
Yeah.
You know?
Really good. And they smoked us in the Cotton Bowl.
I was going to say they should be juiced up based upon what they saw last year. Now, obviously, they lost some guys. They lost a lot of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Cody Schrader, their running back, really good. But they still got Luther Burden back at receiver.
Yep.
They're talented, and they'll be good. I'm curious to see how good, but you would think that the fans would show up and be ready to go. And that's one thing that Ohio State, Buckeye Nation has done a great job of showing out. And so this Saturday night, it's not a great game. You're waiting all day for Saturday night for a bludgeoning, hopefully. A lot of folks will probably be out of there by halftime. But you show up for the beginning of the game. You cheer hard. You watch your fans. Because I understand the home slate isn't great, although the Nebraska and Iowa games are going to be pretty good this year. I'm excited for those. But outside of that, maybe not a ton to write home about. But you know what? You got to show up and support. And there's something nice being about going to a game where the outcome's predetermined. Mm-hmm. A little bit less stressful, and you can celebrate, cheer, get drunk, and have fun. It's more like a holiday.
I think we all, and maybe not me and you, but a lot of Ohio State fans pretend to like close games. Nobody likes close games, according to people on Twitter. It's just nobody likes the one possession game.
You like the close game if it turns the way you want it to.
Correct.
I love a good close win.
Yeah.
But I don't want a close loss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's the problem. It's like Shark with his autoerotic asphyxiation. He likes the close win, okay? Because the close loss means you burn your retirement, Shark, and there's nothing left.
A lot of mom and dads in the car right now, taking their kids to school, being asked that question. Being asked that question by their kids.
Kids start going to school about 7:40. Okay, these are maybe high school kids. They're okay.
They already know what that is.
If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it, Beam.
Week 1.
You tell me that all the time.
That's true. That's my life motto. Week 1 NFL picks against the number coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about. Things moving along just fine. We are watching things pick up on 33 on the southeast side and on 161 out in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
More and more orthopedic surgeons around the country are taking a new look at regenerative medicine as an alternative.
Everybody that I've talked to, my colleagues around the country, are excited about the upside and think that this is the way medicine is going in the future.
That's orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ray Tessner, who's now at QC Kinetics, treating patients with natural biologics, giving lasting joint pain relief with no drugs and no surgery.
I like the fact that it's natural. I like the fact that it's safe.
At QC Kinetics, they take highly concentrated healing agents from your own body and put them in your hurting joints with the goal of healing and repairing damaged tissue.
QC Kinetics has become a leader in the regenerative medicine field. Their products are the best available out there right now.
Get lasting relief from joint pain today.
Regenerative medicine is going to be a big part of the future.
Get your free consultation today at QC Kinetics.
Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this fresh deal on ground beef. 80% lean ground beef in 3-pound packages is only $3.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Watch the PGA Tour's Next Generation at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship at the Ohio State University Golf Club, September 19th through 22nd. Pub 13 drink specials, food trucks, and more. Get your free tickets at ncc-golf.com.
Ooh, it's NFL time. My nipples are so hard right now. Anyway, the Ravens battle the Chiefs from Arrowhead Thursday night at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
Our nation's veterans put everything on the line to defend our nation. They're heroes. And when they need help, Congressman Mike Carey fights for them because he cares about America's veterans.
My name is Thomas Rand, and I put my life on the line serving our nation in Vietnam. But when I needed help with an outstanding disability claim, the VA wasn't there for me. But Congressman Mike Carey had my back. Because of his hard work, my claim was approved, and I got the help I needed. I'm thankful for Congressman Carey. He cares about our veterans.
Mike Carey will always fight to help our nation's heroes. If you're a veteran who needs help navigating government services, programs, and grants, call Congressman Mike Carey's office at 614-927-6902 or visit carey.house.gov. Paid for with official funds from the Office of Mike Carey.
Welcome to the plus side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour from now, Patrick Murphy, the Murph Dog of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program at 8:33 tomorrow at this time. Football Friday, Austin Ward. He's going to join the program, and we're going to get to talk some Buckeyes with him. So tons of Buckeye talk coming up here over the next few days. All right, Bob. Here's what we've all been waiting for. It's been too long since we've heard this.
Oh, gosh.
Shark?
Yes.
About a 3-year losing streak, Shark.
The autumn wind.
As a Pirate.
2020.
It has 2 jobs.
2020, Bobby beat Schlegs by 6 games.
Can we listen to that cut at some point from Schlegs?
When it comes up in the rotation.
No, the Chiefs. For the Browns.
Can we listen to that today? Can I put a request in?
2021, Beamer beat Bobby by 2 games.
Oh, and then it's been downhill.
2022, Beamer beat Bob by 6 games. Yep. 2023, Beamer beat Bob by 20 games. It was
last year. First year I could handle 2, competitive loss 6. That's within the realm margin of error. 20 games, I mean, I have no knees, one at the three fingers,
All right,
out a
Bob,
straw.
let's do better. Let's practice and do better this year. Week number 1 starts tonight. Thursday Night Football is in Kansas City. The 2-time defending champion Chiefs, a 3-point favorite against Baltimore.
It's in Kansas City?
In Kansas City. Arrowhead, we call
I feel like those teams usually win at home on Thursday nights in the big NFL deal. I'm going to lay the 3.
I think it's back-to-back years because I think the Lions went in there week 1 and upset the Chiefs last year. I think it's a slow start again for the Chiefs. I will take the points, go with the Ravens. I think Baltimore wins outright.
We head down to Brazil tomorrow night.
Sao Paulo.
The Eagles get to play a home game in Sao Paulo. 2.5-point favorites over the Packers.
I will take the points. I'll go with the Pack.
Oh, you're going with the Pack?
Yep.
You're going with Scary Terry Beam?
I think the Packers are going to be really good.
I'm going to take the points. I think the Packers are better than the Eagles.
I do too.
I've got to see the Eagles. Listen, those wings were clipped last year. I still don't know if they can fly.
Vic Fangio coming in as defensive coordinator. That's a big ad. He's a really good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but how about the offense?
Yeah, they got Big Don back on the sideline, so.
On to Sunday, where Beamer's Bears are at home and a whopping 4.5-point favorite to beat the Titans.
Oh, goodness. Bears.
No Mike Vrabel.
Yeah. 4.5. I feel like that's a big number, though.
It's the Bears.
And I feel like that's the Hard Knocks effect. I'm going to take the points in that. I think the Bears win, but 4.5 is a little much.
Guys, you know what I'm going to do here. I will lay the points and go with the Bears until they prove to me otherwise. Probably at about 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I will lay the points and go with the Bears.
All right. Danger Russ makes his Pittsburgh debut. Kirk Cousins makes his Atlanta debut. The Falcons at home, 3.5-point favorites to beat the Steelers.
So I told you, Shark, I changed the pick on here. I've been waffling over this game for like an hour. I don't like the hook. I hate the hook. I think the Falcons ultimately end up winning this game. I think it is close. I will take the Steelers and the points to cover that up.
Yeah, it's tough. The Steelers' defense is good. Offensively, we have no idea what you're getting. This Falcons' offense should be much improved, though. That hook, that's like getting snared by a treble hook. Like, this is not going to feel good.
No.
I'm going to lay the points, but I feel very not great.
All right. We've got a Clemson-Alabama rematch when Trevor and the Jags visit Tua and the Dolphins. Miami, a 3.5-point home favorite.
Both playoff teams for me, apparently. When we were doing our AFC preview. It's a home game for the Dolphins. I'm kind of buying into the hype for them. I'm drinking the Dolphins. I'm drinking the hype juice coming out of them. I'll lay the points.
You know, the Jags started fast last year. I'm going to think they do the same. Might not win this, but let me give me the points.
All right. First time in about 2.5 decades that Bill Belichick won't be roaming the sidelines for the Patriots. They are in Cincinnati to face the Bengals, who are an 8.5-point favorite, biggest spread of the weekend.
Yeah, Pats are going to be not great. Bengals are going to be really good. I will lay the points at home for the Bengals.
Pats are starting to brisket. I mean, I don't know. It's a
huge number.
That's a big spread for week 1, not knowing much about these squads.
I still don't know if Jamar Chase is actually going to play.
And that's
the game.
part of it. I'm going to lay the points, but I feel terrible about that.
Bob, you don't have to preface every bet with "I don't feel good about it." AFC South showdown.
Sick, Shark.
Indy at home to face the Texans. The Colts, a 2.5-point home dog.
Yeah, lay the points. Or no, Colts are at home dog?
Yeah. Home dog.
You're giving me points? Or wait, 2.5-point home dog. Yeah, lay the points.
I also agree with that.
If it's 2.5, I like that.
If it was 3.5, I'd feel maybe a little bit different, but it's 2.5, ergo lay the points, CJ and the boys.
Giants also a home underdog, getting a 1.5 at the Meadowlands from the Vikings.
This and the next game is probably your worst game in the 1 o'clock window. I think with the Vikings, I don't know what J.J. McCarthy would have been. He probably was going to be the starter. They're rolling with Sam Darnold. Obviously, a huge year for Daniel Jones. Big year for Brian Dable as well with the Giants. No clue about this game, but I will take the points, and I'll go with the G-Men at home.
I like Sam Darnold better than I like Danny Dimes. So I'm going to lay what'd you say, 1.5?
Yep.
I'm going to lay the 1.5.
NFC South showdown. Panthers visit New Orleans. The Saints a 3.5-point favorite.
Ooh. Two teams, not good.
Yeah.
That no one's going to care a lot about. Who is the Saints starting quarterback?
Derek Carr.
It's still Derek Leak?
Yeah.
You know what?
I think so. I think
you're right in saying that.
I think so.
I could just picture Jameis Winston eating that W. I'm gonna lay the points. I don't think the Panthers are still very good.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe they'll be a little bit better by the middle of the season. I don't think they're that way to start the year. I'll lay the points, go with the Saints.
Marvelous Marv makes his NFL debut in Buffalo. The Bills, a 6.5-point favorite to beat the Cards.
I'll be watching this game, keeping an eyeball on Marv, what they got going out there in Arizona. Also keeping an eye on Paris Johnson Jr. as well. It's a home game. It's the Bills. They revamped. We're kind of entering this new window with the Buffalo Bills. It'll be interesting to see how they try to navigate their division and into the playoffs if they're going to do that for however many consecutive years that they have made it. But I will lay the points. I'll go with the Bills just because it's at home.
I'm going to take the points. Would you say 6.5?
Yep.
That's a big number. I think the Bills win handily, but I think it's probably 4 points.
Jimmy Harbaugh, he is on quite the winning streak. Went undefeated last year. Now he's back in the NFL. The Chargers, a 3-point favorite at home against Vegas.
Play the points. I think they run the ball well. I mean, isn't the Minshew, he's starting for the Raiders, correct?
Yes, the Minshew maniac.
I think the Raiders will be a little better, but they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And the Chargers
How dare you? That was your guy last year.
I love Minshew, but you got to give him some talent around him. They don't have a lot of that either outside Devontae Adams.
Take the points. Go with the Raiders.
Okay. I like the way you think, Beam. Broncos and Seahawks meeting in Seattle, and the Seahawks are a 5.5-point favorite to beat Denver.
Too big of a number. Too big of a number right there. I think the Seahawks win this game, but I'll take the Broncos on the road.
I'm going to take the points.
We have the Cowboys coming to Cleveland to beautiful Huntington Bank Field.
Yes.
To face the Browns, who are a 2.5-point favorite.
And the fact the Browns are favorites in this is kind of wild. 2.5 seems about right.
425, America's Game of the Week.
I'm going to lay the points. I think they win that thing.
I don't like the Cowboys this year. But I also don't know what Deshaun is going to look like. Offensive line problems for the Browns. Don't really know. I mean, Batonio, yeah, I guess. Batonio's trying to give it a go. Still don't know what's going on with Jed Wills. I'll take the points. I'll go with the Cowboys, Shark.
All right. A couple of former Heisman winners meeting in Tampa Bay, Baker and Jaden. The Commies, a 3.5-point underdog against the Buccaneers.
I'll lay the points. I'll go with the home team. I'll go with the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm going to go, well...
You rolling with Scary Terry?
No, I'm going to roll with the Bucs. I like Baker. I had Todd Bowles. I think they're going to win that game. The Commanders will get better as the season goes, though.
Agreed.
The Lions opening the season in a Sunday night matchup at Ford Field against the Rams. Detroit, a 3.5-point favorite.
This is beautiful. Stafford versus old Stafford.
Yeah.
Dan
Goff
Campbell
versus old Goff.
Yeah, Goff versus old Goff. Dan Campbell. I mean, two pretty boys going at it. Sean McVay. Feel good about that.
Possible NFC preview matchup
Detroit, 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the points. I think they win. I don't like the hook.
You and I are different on basically every single game this week, which is going to cause some chaos as we enter next week. I'll lay the points. I'll go with the home team. I think the Lions are in for a hell of a year.
And in Monday Night Football, the 49ers at home hosting the Jets. 4.5-point favorite for San Fran.
As long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't snap his Achilles 4 plays into the season, I'll go with the Jets. Take the points.
It's a big number.
Trent Williams just getting back to practice.
I know.
Guy's an all-pro,
that
Hall of
doesn't
Famer.
matter. They're going to be fine. I'm going to take the points. Give them to me. Aaron Rodgers.
Your guys, Jets?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a better situation than last year Monday Night Football, of him running out of the tunnel.
I think he's on grass right now. Well, you can run out of the tunnel with
He's
American
on a
flag.
lot of things.
including
Ayahuasca.
ayahuasca. That sounds great. We're going to get Juice coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about. Things moving along just fine. We are watching things pick up on 33 on the southeast side and on 161 out in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Erectile dysfunction is a destroyer of your confidence, of your joy and intimacy, and often it can even harm your relationship. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating erectile dysfunction. And I want you to know today that if you're like most men, you can be free of ED and all the impacts it has on your life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're your local provider for dealing with men's sexual health issues. Our expert medical teams are focused on treating ED, and we have highly effective treatment plans with some protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. We can even combine treatments for greater efficacy, all of which means it's very likely you'll be having great sex again within just a day or two of your first appointment. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
Football is all about scoring big, and so is Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Our Carvenience service picks up your car, gives you a rental, and returns it without you lifting a finger. Score big today. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grill's Night Out.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the dopes at The Fan.
From the mind of a 2-foot-tall talking spokes puppet comes this year's biggest challenge. It's time for Bob's Dare to Compare, the hottest game show on TV that asks, what happens when you compare Bob's to the competition? You get style. You get quality. You get beeps and boops and dings and whomps. And thousands of dollars in savings. Everyone's a winner when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop in store or at mybobs.com to play now.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye playoff game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're looking at sunny skies, high 89. Clear tonight, low 63. And on your Friday, looking at a few storms and showers with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our great friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky?
Yeah.
Schlegs.
Put them in my mouth. Yep, they're good. That's what you always say, Schlegs. No. Sweet and sweet, just like me. Woo!
I thought
Can
it was
you play
good.
that again, Shark. Put them in my mouth. Yep, they're good. That's what you always say, Schlegs. No. Sweet and sweet, just like me. Woo!
Couple of meatballs.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
I am not going to sit here and pretend that I know anything about the WNBA. My extent of fandom of the WNBA is looking at box scores to see how former Buckeyes are doing. I used to look at, Jantel Lavender and Sammy Prahalis. Now I look at Kelsey Mitchell, and she is tearing it up. She had 18 again last night. Only 18. And I say only because she had 7 straight games of 20s and 30s. Whew. And she's also got a teammate that's pretty good, Caitlin Clark. Half the country hates her. Half the country loves her. Last night, she became the first rookie ever to have 2 triple-doubles in one season, and the fastest in history to reach 100 three-point shots. So Caitlin Clark doing a bang-up job in the W. She's had a long year. My gosh. I mean, they go right from college basketball into the WNBA season. And then we talked last week on Duel at Dawn about the Guardians.
She got the Olympic break, Shark. They wanted to make sure she had some load management.
Right. About the Guards drawing 96,000 for a weekend series against Texas 2 weekends ago. This past weekend, they drew 101,000 for the 3-game Pirates series. They have already drawn 1.8 million fans this season, and they still have 13 home games left, so they're going to go over 2 million for the first time since 2017.
Have you been up to a game this year?
I have not been to a game this year. I know.
So of all those 101,000, Sharks not included.
Not any of them. And it will be just the second time in the last 16 years that they go over 2 million. Baseball is alive and well in Cleveland, Ohio, Bob.
It is.
That has me juiced.
Do you think that they drew more in that weekend series than Oakland will draw all year?
Or Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, that was amazing.
The White Sox, Oakland's got the worst attendance this year, as you can expect. And then the 2 Florida teams, Miami and Tampa Bay, are the next 2. And then I think it's the White Sox.
They told us that they just needed new stadiums down there, Shark, and that's going to be the solution.
Tampa's getting a new one.
Of course, because you don't want to see baseball in that stadium.
The A's are averaging 9,746 people
Is
per
that
game.
ticketed, or is that
That's got to be tickets sold and not actual butts in seats.
That's probably close to what the Clippers are averaging here.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that includes like when the Yankees and Red Sox come to town and like teams like that.
There's some high school football stadiums in Central Ohio that will
teams that
have more than that on a weekly basis.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Hey, listen, but that doesn't have me juiced. You know what's got me juiced, Shark? Parental responsibility, taking ownership of your kids' lives, trying to make sure you do the very best by them, holding them accountable, loving them, giving them direction, giving them guidance, and not letting other people do that job or technologies do it for you.
I think we have a parenting pandemic. When people stop me at the airport because they know I talk about social media, they're like, Gary, my 14-year-old is on Snapchat all day. It's a real problem. I look them in the face and say, then be a parent. What I'm fascinated by is that we are in a generation of parenting that is not willing to have children face consequences and ramifications for their actions. And I think that's our issue.
And in terms of accountability, though, we shouldn't necessarily absolve big tech either, though, in that same breath. Or maybe you disagree. I don't know.
No. I fully agree. My argument is we are always talking about big tech. We're talking about regulation all the time. Why aren't we talking about parents that don't have any parenting skills? I think our issue is parenting. But I don't think that Google or Facebook should get a free pass. I think parenting's getting a free pass.
Your kids are your responsibility. So, Beam, if they want to wear a beanie and a jacket out and it's 90 degrees outside, sometimes you got to put the hammer down. Sometimes you got to tell them what's right and wrong. We all want a consequence-free life, Shark. That's not how it works.
So yesterday, it's...
You reap what you sow.
Mayor gets home around like 4 o'clock. Willie usually wakes up from his afternoon nap. If it's a good one, it's like right at 3. Like, I got to go in there and wake him up. So we hope for that every day. At 3 o'clock, I got to go in there and wake him up.
Hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy. But yesterday, his
Wait till one day you walk in there and he's taking a dump and taking the diaper off and throwing it on the floor.
Yeah, that's not going to be a
white
great
poop all over
situation.
the
He'll
wall.
have consequences for those actions for sure. And so yesterday afternoon, get him up from his nap. Got an hour to kill. Usually we go outside if it's nice out. It was nice out yesterday. And so, like, in our little back room, Bob, we just got William's stuff all over the place. Got toys everywhere and toy bins and everything. Now, he's actually kind of starting to comprehend, like, if you say, can you put that back? Like, he goes to the bin and, like, puts it back, and he's done a pretty good job about that. So yesterday, he's rifling through one of his clothes bins, and he's got a bunch of hats in there and, like, his winter jacket. You know, I mean, it's 85 degrees outside yesterday, and he's just going, jacket, jacket, jacket. Jacket. I'm like, that is a jacket. On. So he wants to put his jacket on. So I'm like, dude, it's 85 degrees outside. Like, if you want to wear your jacket in the house, like, that's cool. So he, like, was throwing a fit. Like, because I was fighting it a little bit. I'm like, you want your jacket on? We'll put your jacket on. And so then he finds his beanie. Hat, on. I'm like, all right, we'll put your beanie on. So he's got his full-on winter jacket on.
It was a great picture.
He's got his beanie on. And then he goes to the door outside. He goes, out, pointing outside. I'm like, if you want to go outside 85-degree weather with a jacket on and a beanie on, go for it. So we go outside. We play for a little bit.
Hot?
Yeah. So he's like touching. He is. He's touching. He's like touching the sidewalk. Hot. I'm like, yep, that's why. And so he's like trying to rip because it's got Velcro like underneath. He's got Velcro underneath, so he doesn't know how that really works yet. And so he's like trying to like pull off his beanie and he's bending over and doing everything.
I'll teach you a lesson, sweatbox.
And so finally he takes his beanie off. He's like, all right. I mean, he didn't say all right. He doesn't know how to say all right. But I'm imagining in his brain, he's like, all right, it's a little bit hot outside. So he's got the jacket, and then he's trying to take his jacket off, but it's got like the cuffs on it, so you can't.
Little Velcro cuffs.
Yeah, it's got the cuffs, so he can't, get it away. It's like they're like elastic cuffs. So he's like trying to rip this jacket off, and meanwhile he's just sweating and everything. We've been outside for 6 minutes, and then we finally, like, I help him out, get the jacket off of him, and then he just proceeded to be super pumped. So.
I should have said no. Jacket on, zip it up, buddy. Let's go.
I think that was a lesson learned from him yesterday. Maybe don't wear a jacket outside. When
we'll see if you learned that lesson today.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a good chance he might be dipping back in there.
Week 1 of the long march of the NFL season. It begins tonight. Albert Breer of the MMQB. He's going to set the table with us coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No major crashes that we have on the map right now, but we're watching busy traffic on I-71 near downtown and on 161 out in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Who does Joe Biden have to thank for backing his extreme liberal agenda?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod Brown backed Biden, voting to let transgender biological men participate in women's sports. and supported allowing puberty blockers and even sex change surgeries for minor children.
My buddy Sherrod Brown.
And Brown backed Bidenomics. Reckless Washington spending and inflation causing prices to soar. Groceries up 22%. Electricity up 32%. Gas up 50%. The Brown-Biden price increases are smothering hardworking Ohio families. Their extreme liberal policies are hurting Ohio. And who's to thank for this mess?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Biden's buddy, Sherrod Brown. Way too liberal for Ohio. Vote no. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island. This season on Nada Yada Island. You were charging your phone? I waited hours for you.
That's how long it takes.
Join Metro and get a free Motorola Edge that'll charge for the day in 15 minutes. At Metro, there's no activation fees. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number ID and sign up for Metro Flex Plus plan. Offer not available if at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days. Requires 68-watt charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. Tommy Pham has played for 3 teams this season. Last night, he hit his first home run as a Kansas City Royal. It was a 3-run blast in the 4th inning that broke a 1-1 tie and gave KC a 4-1 victory over Cleveland. The Reds had a rare laugher at home against Houston. Jonathan India led off the bottom of the first with a home run. And by the time the dust cleared, Cincinnati scored 9 runs in the first. They went on to beat the Astros 12-5. There was a no-hitter in baseball last night. Shota Imanaga and 2 Cubs relievers combined on the no-no as the Cubs blanked the Pirates 12-0. Ohio State and Cincinnati will play a men's basketball game this fall for charity. It's scheduled for Friday, October 18th at Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati and is an exhibition game to raise awareness for mental health. The Sports Center is sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus. Ford versus Ferrari night. Friday, September 13th at Valley Ford of Columbus. valleyfordofcolumbus.com.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Thursday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Momentarily, we'll be joined by the MMQB's Albert Breer. NFL season beginning tonight. Got the Ravens and the Chiefs. That game is at 8 o'clock. You can listen to that right here on the Fan. And about 4 hours away from right now, at high noon, the Ryan Day Show going to be on our airwaves. His last comments before Western Michigan. So that's coming up here right smack dab in the middle of your afternoon. We got the Ryan Day Show on here. And here in about 30 minutes time, 8:33, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. Going to get ready to talk some Buckeyes with him. So all kinds of good stuff coming up here a little bit later on.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Royals take down the Guards last night, 4-1. Off day for them today. They're in the city of Los Angeles tomorrow, taking on the Dodgers. Shohei. It's a 10-10 start for you. What you're going to be doing on Shohei. So flipping between that and the Packers and the Eagles down in Brazil. Reds 12, Stros 5. They got a 1-10 start today for them. Looking to sweep the Astros. Tonight, again, like I said, Ravens at the Chiefs. Thursday night football, 8 o'clock. That will be heard right here on the Fan with a kickoff around 8:20. As right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check out with our great friend, the MMQB. He is Albert Breer. Albert, are you ready for the long march to begin? It all begins tonight around 8 o'clock.
Well, for me, it actually started in the middle of July. So, and everybody's like, oh, things are about to start to get really busy on you, right? I'm like, well, I'm actually like 6 or 7 weeks in. So, yeah, it's great that we actually have games to talk about and react to. But the reality is, like, for people in my position, we've been kind of in it for a little while now.
Yeah. What was the final city count in our travels this year for camps?
I saw 25 teams. You know, you cheat a couple of those at the joint practices. I think I wound up at 23 camps, but 25 teams.
Nice. So, what's going on with Mr. Chase down in Cincinnati?
You know, Bobby, I think in an interesting way, I actually think that the CeeDee Lamb contract simplifies things for Chase and the Bengals. And I think what a lot of people don't know or don't realize about the negotiation is that it wasn't really the team refusing to do a deal the last month and a half. Chase's camp was really slow playing it. And I think a big part of that was because, you know, the Bengals weren't where they wanted them to be. And so, you know, I think, you know, like if you want to go back and you want to take the offseason as a whole, you can look at where Chase was. And he was never doing a deal before Justin Jefferson did his. And those two obviously are very close from the time at LSU and had been in communication the whole time. So Jamar had an idea step by step of what was happening with Justin. Then Justin gets done, and his deal is so far past the rest of the pack at the position that it creates like sort of a divide between the Bengals and Chase, where it's like, okay, like, well, we love you, Jamar, but you have 2 years left in your deal. It's not the same thing. This deal is so far past the other ones. And, you know, I think the Lamb deal coming in, was it like 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
Simplified things. And now, I mean, it's good and bad for the Bengals. It makes it easier to do a deal, but it sort of confirmed what Jamar was thinking all along, which is like that's just where the market is for the top players now. And so I think the Bengals, you know, again, they're trying to get something done. And I think part of it is the realization that's just where the market is now. Lamb got a little less than Jefferson, but not much. Jamar is clearly in that class. They'll get paid in that class. And I think the Bengals do realize they can't get something done now. It will be more expensive next year. So for the same reason they did Burrow a year early, they're trying to do Chase a year early now too.
Albert, you've got all things Patriots perspective covered. You know, you're up there. From a Bengals fan perspective, they've been notoriously slow starters, but this is Joe Burrow's really like first full healthy offseason. And I mean, healthy, he had the wrist injury he's coming back from. But how should Bengals fans feel about the Pats coming into their building on Sunday? And I mean, Pats fans, I know that it's not supposed to be like a record-setting year for them.
Kind of like Ohio State fans felt like going against Akron last week, where if you don't win by 10 touchdowns, there might be trouble. No, it may not be quite like that, but this is a very much a rebuilding New England team. It's one of the worst rosters in the league. It's going to take time for them to get back to where they become accustomed of being. You know, and I think the reality of it is, as great as Bill was, he didn't leave a whole lot for the guys who are left behind to build with now, you know. And so, you know, Drake May obviously isn't going to play on Sunday unless there's an injury. And, you know, you look at the other pieces of the roster. I mean, outside of a guy like, you know, Christian Gonzalez, you know, maybe some of the rookies that they've liked so far, like Jalen Polk, there's not a ton of promise on the roster. And so the hope for New England is, you know, take your lumps early, and then maybe by the end of the year, your young players are starting to come together. Maybe the quarterback's playing, and you have something to build on for 2025. But I mean, make no mistake about it, the Bengals should win this one going away on Sunday.
Is there any possibility that Dak's going to get a new contract before the end of the season?
I think it's possible by the end of the week. I
Really?
mean, I don't. Yeah, and I think
it's Thursday, Albert.
I know, and I look like these things have a history of getting done, though. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Bosa was what I want to say. Bosa was 2 days before the season last year, right? T.J. Watt was Saturday night, I think, before the opener. Generally, the season opener creates some tension, right? Because this is when the players are about to go in and take on real injury risk, and I think teams know that with every game, you make a player go out there and put his body on the line and, put his livelihood on the line, you lose a little bit of leverage because that player is going to be less willing to give you the benefit of the doubt in a negotiation if you're making him go out there and continue to play out his contract. So, I think Jerry understands that. And I think the other thing that makes this one so unique and so different than so many other of these situations is that, I mean, look, this is like he's got a freeway to free agency now. Like Dak will be a free agent if they can't get him signed before the end of the season. If they cannot get a long-term deal done, he almost certainly will go to the open market. And we've seen in the past what's happened when top quarterbacks get to the open market. It almost never happens, and when it does happen, historic deals get done. So that's what the Cowboys are negotiating against right now is you can take what we're offering you, Dak, or you can have a chance to, make a historic amount of money. Now, you have to take on the injury risk to do it. You have to take on the year of injury risk to do it. But you got a chance to potentially make history out there on the free agent market a year from now. So, is it going to be, for that reason, it's going to be difficult for the Cowboys to find a middle ground with Dak. But I do think they're going to try over the next 48 hours.
He is Albert Breer, the MMQB, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. One way or the other, he's going to be in Cleveland on Sunday afternoon, Albert. They're taking on the Browns, 4:25 kickoff. For that one. A lot of eyeballs going to be on Dak, certainly, but also on Deshaun Watson. I mean, for the Browns' success this year, is it as simple as it all comes down to Deshaun's performance?
Yeah, and, I think that was one of the reasons why there were the staff changes this offseason. And, I think a big part of what they're trying to do for Deshaun right now is build an offense that works for him. And, there's subtle things about the hires that they've made. I think bringing in Andy Dickerson to be their line coach, take over for Bill Callahan. Obviously, they want to keep Callahan, but bringing in Andy Dickerson gives them like a Shanahan-McVay can give them that style of run game. And then bringing Ken Dorsey from Buffalo, it's interesting because Dorsey has the experience of having worked with Josh Allen and Cam Newton and built offenses for them in Buffalo and Carolina. And then the offense that he was running in Buffalo was really Brian Daboll's, which is the Patriot offense, right? And Deshaun Watson ran a version of the Patriot offense in Houston under Bill O'Brien when he had his best years. So there's all kinds of things that they're going to do they're going to be designed to make Deshaun Watson more comfortable. They're going to do more stuff out of the gun in the run game, more stuff out of the gun in the drop-back game. They're going to do more stuff with tempo, and that's all stuff that Dorsey's bringing to the table from his previous stops. So I think, you're right to look at it that way. I know it's sort of simplistic, but, I mean, they won 11 games last year with, 4 or 5 different starting quarterbacks, right? So we know the program works. And the reason they traded for Deshaun Watson 2 years ago was to kind of, and I've used this analogy with you guys before, to get in that club, to get behind the velvet rope where the Bengals and the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills and I'm leaving some teams out, the Texans now, where some of those teams are in the AFC. And Deshaun Watson's got to take them there now. We know they've got the team to do it. Now they got to have the quarterback to take them over the top, and they put every resource behind trying to get Deshaun Watson there.
Albert, Friday night, the Packers will be taking on the Eagles in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We've seen, obviously, the NFL go to London. They've gone to Europe, Germany. We've watched them in Mexico City, seen them go to Central South America. There's time-wise, it's easier to stay in the Western Hemisphere, but there are different constraints as far as issues within some of the South American and Mexico cities in Mexico as well. Have there been any issues? What have you been hearing kind of coming out from there? And, I mean, do you anticipate this being something they do regularly moving forward?
Well, I mean, I'll start with the first part of that, Bobby. NFL Security's met with them, multiple times. They met with the teams before camp. They met with the teams here over the last week and a half or so, the players were told, like, explicitly, do not leave the hotel. You're going to come in. The teams came in to Brazil last night, stay in the hotel. They've gone so far as, like, for the families to set up, like, kiosks in the team hotels, right, that would give them a taste of being in Brazil without having to leave the hotel, So they're doing little things to kind of incentivize people not getting out and going out onto the streets. I can't speak, with like experience of what it's like down there, but it sounds like they're taking every precaution, and this is a little bit different than even Mexico City. Like even some of the other ones that they've been to, other cities, even some of the more dangerous places they've been. So I think that this is, it's going to be interesting to see how all of this goes. And I do know that there were some people that felt like they should do Madrid first and then Sao Paulo, because Madrid would have been a little bit of an easier lift. It's in, it's in a European city. Yeah. They've hosted major soccer there.
Brand new stadium. Looks awesome.
Yeah, and Madrid would have been really, really easy for them to do. And then if they flipped it and did Madrid this year and Sao Paulo next year instead of the other way around, they would have had more runway. But yeah, I know that there are a lot of people at the league office that have, their fingers crossed that nothing happens there while the teams are there.
Albert, before we get you out of here, what do you think of the Buckeyes week number 1?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to show anybody my text threads from the first quarter. So, I think Will Howard showed some real ability. I think you could see some of the first game jitters with him. I guess my question is where everybody else is, like how the offensive line is going to come together. And I know not having Donovan Jackson affects that, but the defense I think has a chance to be really, really good, and I think you saw that the way they took the ball away, and I think even like as huge a talent disparity as there is between the two teams out there on Saturday. I know Joe Moorhead has given Ohio State problems over the years, and you see some of the scheme stuff he was able to do to kind of get them going. So it's probably good to see some of that stuff early on too. I don't know. I guess it's all building towards, getting to the conference opener at the end of the month. But yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to see what I was saying in the first quarter of the game for sure.
I think you're with a lot of people right there. My phone was blowing up about comments too.
And Bobby, I was listening to the podcast. Sounds like you were like in an elevator for all of that too. So maybe it's your fault.
Yeah, well, I apologize for that. That's my bad.
Albert, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Enjoy the game tonight, buddy. Enjoy the Sunday slate, Monday as well, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
There he goes, Albert Breer, MMQB with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to Duel coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map to tell you about. We are watching things pick up on I-71 coming in from the south side into downtown, and on I-70 as you make your way in from the west side. I'm 10TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
At Kroger Pharmacy, CARE is making it easy to get vaccinated. CARE is helping you stay protected from flu, COVID, and RSV. Seasonal vaccines are available 7 days a week with evening hours. CARE is giving you a shot at staying healthy this season. Walk in whenever is best and get multiple vaccines in one visit at your local Kroger Pharmacy. So come and get the protection you need while protecting those around you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Visit Kroger.com/vaccines for more. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See site for details.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
This season on Nada Yada Island.
You were charging your phone? I waited hours for you.
That's how long it takes.
Join Metro and get a free Motorola Edge that'll charge for the day in 15 minutes. At Metro, there's no activation fees. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number ID and sign up for Metro Flex Plus plan. Offer not available if at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days. Requires 68-watt charger, sold separately. Actual performance will vary.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Sunday morning at 9 on The Fan.
How do people feel about getting Big Fitness Energy at Planet Fitness for $15 a month? They feel as thrilled as a kid the first summer they're tall enough to ride the roller coaster. That's right. When you join Planet Fitness right now, you get access to tons of equipment and free fitness training in a clean and spacious club. Don't wait. Join the judgment-free zone today for that all-day energy. Download the free Planet Fitness app and join today for $15 a month.
Hurry. Deal ends September 12th. Join today for $15 a month.
See Home Club for details.
Oh, what?
Would you please just call the Waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Better care, better value, better results.
The PGA Tour's rising stars are back at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship September 19th through 22nd, and so is Pub 13. Grab your friends, cheer for birdies, and enjoy drink specials on the 13th green. Get your free tickets at ncc-golf.com.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-472-2000, 614-472-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-472-2000, 614-472-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny out there today with a high of 89. Clear tonight, low 63. Showers on your Friday with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, Thursday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. It's time for us to duel.
Morning Juice presents Duel at Dawn.
Sponsored by FanDuel, the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice.
Ground rules. Sharky throws 7 questions at us. The winner of the 7 questions gets a fabulous prize. Pretty easy. Shark?
Yes,
damage.
A $0 gift card. Will Ohio State score at least 1 touchdown in every quarter versus Akron? Yes. Both of you got that right. Will Akron score a touchdown in the game? No. You both got that right. Who will lead the Buckeyes in rushing? Beamer said Travion. Bobby said Peoples. It was Travion. How many points will 22nd ranked Kansas beat Lindenwood by? Beamer said 39. Bobby said 35. It was 45.
Jeez.
We did a little snake draft. Scotty Scheffler won. Beamer won that. The tiebreaker, total yards for the OSU offense. Bobby said 567. Beamer said 539. It was 404. But we didn't need the tiebreaker because Beamer won 6-3. So we move on to episode number 66. Ohio State played 4 running backs during last week's win over Akron, and 2 quarterbacks. Devin Brown got in at the end and completed 1 of 3 passes, I believe. Will any of the other 3 quarterbacks, Lincoln Keenholz, Julian Sayin, or Aaron Nolan, take a snap against Western Michigan?
I think yes is the answer. I know, Ryan, people were talking about trying to get other guys in there. I think the game will set up so that they'll be able to get one of the third guys in.
A little similar to last week or a little bit different?
I think Devin's still second to come in.
Okay. I'll say no. I think Devin Brown will get the runway.
In that win over the Zips, the Buckeye offense amassed 234 passing yards, 170 rushing yards this week. Against Western Michigan, will OSU have more rushing yards or passing yards?
I think it's going to be a big emphasis for running the football this week. I'll say on the ground, more rushing yards than passing.
I'm going to stick with running the football. That's what they've wanted to do. They made a point about that.
Yep.
I think they'll be better at it this week.
10th-ranked Michigan at home against 3rd-ranked Texas. But the folks at FanDuel don't think home field advantage will be enough for the Wolverines to beat the Longhorns. Michigan, a 7.5-point home underdog against the spread. You taking Texas or Michigan, 7.5?
I got Texas at -4.5, so I'll take that.
Did you really?
Ooh,
that's what it opened at.
That's nice.
But will you take them at 7.5? Because that's our FanDuel number.
What are you going to get? That was the FanDuel number. You going to give me a field goal?
I'm not, but my line is 7.5.
What are you willing to pay to give me that field goal?
I'm not giving you anything.
I'm going to lay the points. I think this looks a lot like Georgia Clemson. Maybe not quite the stretch, but I think Michigan's defense holds on for a half, and then in the second half, the dam kind of breaks because I don't see their offense doing much of anything.
I'm with you. I could see it kind of being like a 10-7 or 10-3 game, maybe heading into halftime. And then I think third quarter, Texas eventually pulls away. I'll lay the points.
Bowling Green coming off a 41-17 win over Fordham, Vince Lombardi's school. He was one of the 7
blocks of granite.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. Anyway,
they called him old side-by-side, Shark.
BG gets
old 5x5.
BG gets rewarded with a trip to Happy Valley. Will the Fighting Falcons roll along, you BG Warriors, roll along and fight for BGSU? Will they score in double digits against the Nittany Lions?
West Virginia had a hard time scoring at home against Penn State. I can see this being a sideways game, Bob. Penn State getting other guys in, maybe a late touchdown. I'll say yes, double digits for Bowling Green.
I'm going to say no. I think James Franklin's always cognizant of the spread. What's the number on this, Shark?
You're right about that.
I don't know what the spread is. I'm just looking at the points scored by each.
James Franklin likes to make sure he covers. He'll leave guys in as long as it takes.
35.5.
Yeah, I'm saying they don't score double digits.
On to the NFL. The first 2 picks in the 2024 draft will start in week 1. Not only were they for the first 2 picks, they were also the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners. Caleb Williams and the Bears. They are hosting Tennessee. Jaden Daniels and the Commanders visit Tampa Bay. Which quarterback will have the most combined rushing and passing yards, Williams or Daniels?
I think Jaden Daniels has a tougher matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, against Todd Bowles. For that purpose, I will go with Caleb Williams against the Titans.
They have better weapons in Chicago, and they're playing a worse opponent.
Yep.
So that's the answer.
And it's a home game.
Yeah.
Because that matters in Chicago, a big home field advantage. I'm just kidding you, Beam. I'm just tugging at you a little
Just
bit.
razzing me.
Deshaun Watson last played a game on November 12th last year. Didn't take a single snap this preseason. So when the Browns host the Cowboys on Sunday, it'll be nearly 10 months since the Massage King has thrown a pass in a game.
Well done, Shark.
How many yards will Mr. Watson throw for against Dallas?
I don't know what to think of Deshaun Watson, because before we talked to Albert Breer of the MMQB, which you can listen to on the podcast after that gets posted, or you can watch the YouTube show every day after 9 a.m. I didn't know what to think of Deshaun. It's week number 1. He hasn't played in a little bit of time. Then we listened to Albert. He's like, yeah, I mean, simplifying it, it's all this year is about Deshaun, but they're making the offense work for him. Don't ask what you can do for your offense, but what your offense can do for you. I don't even know what would be a good number, Shark. Well, I mean, what would be a solid number to you?
I'm not giving you your answer.
2.
I know the answer.
62. 262 against the boys.
See, I like that number. I'm gonna say I'll take the under on that. I'll say 248.
All right. Poor Gerard Mayo takes over a dismal team in the Patriots. His first game as an NFL head coach is in Cincinnati. The over-under in that game is 40.5, according to our friends at FanDuel. Are you going with the over or the under?
Albert made it sound like the Pats are going to be really bad.
Yep.
Really bad. And he lives up there.
17, 28. I'm going to say over. I think the Bengals score a lot of points. That's only have to score like 10.
My mind's in a blender. I'll take the over.
All right, and here's the tiebreaker, should we need it. Fantastic game in Thursday Night Football. The Chiefs hosting the Ravens in the season opener tonight. How many first downs by both teams combined?
37.
It's a good bet. I'll say 34. By the way, on FanDuel, over-under passing yards for Deshaun is 215.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, can I change my number?
No.
Okay. What did I say? 262?
I've got it written in pen, in ink.
262 for him is what I said?
Yes,
you took
did.
the under, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You should feel pretty good about that one. Patrick Murphy, the Murph Dog of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll preview Game 2 against Western Michigans for the Buckeyes. Coming up next, Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Thursday. Right now, no major issues out on your Central Ohio roadways that we are tracking. We are watching busy traffic on 161 in New Albany and on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services invites you to visit the Wall That Heals from September 12th through the 15th at Havner Park in Liberty Township. Pay homage to those that have served in the Vietnam War. The Wall That Heals is free and open to the public. To learn more, please visit thewallthathealsohio.com.
If my buttery smooth voice represents the photos in your social media feed,
and this is closer to what real life is like. Social media can be fun, but remember, it's only showing you
the filtered version of life. So when social media is stressing you out, check in on yourself and remember, it's not the whole story. For more tips on reducing your stress, go to mha.ohio.gov/check-in. A message from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Pop quiz. What's the best way to go back to school? With Giant Eagle and Market District, of course. From lunchbox favorites to fun after-school snacks, they make it easy to care for growing minds and stomachs. And with their Deals for School Days program, you'll enjoy savings on thousands of items throughout the store. But don't wait. Featured items are only available at these low prices for a limited time. So stop in and stock up for the ultimate back-to-school pantry. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
While the world whizzes by, enjoy a moment of me time with Tim Hortons $6 breakfast bundle. Savor a small hot or iced coffee, then add your choice of a mouth-watering hot breakfast sandwich and a crispy golden hash brown and your pick of a classic donut. All for $6, all just for you. Make your mornings all about me time with our $6 breakfast bundle. Available at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Price and participation vary. Terms apply.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hey, it's Chaps. Mike, who lost 40 pounds with Awaken 180, he was in the same position I was in. Most likely you were in. Confused.
I spent so much money on personal trainers in the last 10 years. Didn't have a lot of discretionary income left. So I tried to listen to everybody else. What do you eat? You know, everyone said, eat healthy. Define eating healthy. Cut out sugar. Tell me what foods don't have sugar. So their process to me was an education. That was really the eye-opening thing to me is I had 10 choices of food in front of me every day. You know, when I was on the run in sales, I was making 8 bad choices. I wasn't eating the 2 good ones. And I loved the 2 good ones. I just didn't know they were good. So I made bad choices every single day. In the program, an Awaken 180, really changed my mind, opened my eyes up to, it was a true education on food, what to eat, what not to eat, and it's been fantastic.
Knowing what to eat, the ability to navigate nutrition labels, a proven clear path for weight loss, exactly what you will receive with Awaken 180. Leave confusion at the door and do what we did. Awaken180weightloss.com. That's Awaken180weightloss.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
All right, sports fans, let's talk stats. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. And of those men, many will experience bladder leaks. That's why Depend is partnering with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage getting screened. Because if caught early, prostate cancer is up to 99% treatable. I like those odds. Depend is also donating to prostate cancer research for select purchases now through November. Learn more at Depend.com. From September through November, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation. For Depend Shields, guards, real fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000. Void in Mississippi.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof, but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 roof.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
It all begins tonight. It is NFL week, and FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, has a special offer to kick us off right now through September 22nd. All FanDuel customers, not just new FanDuel customers, all FanDuel customers, you bet $5 and you get a 3 free week trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. And then with a YouTube TV base plan, you're going to be able to watch every single regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. It's great. I mean, I know that the Browns are on at 4 o'clock this week, but traditionally it's Bengals, Browns, Bears for me, and the Red Zone, Bob. Oh, that's the best. All you need is a Google account, current form of payment, and you can cancel it at any time. Don't know why you'd want to cancel it. So good, but you can if you want to.
Oh, it's tremendous. It's going to be there. It's going to be ready to rock. Plus, if you go to FanDuel, they got some great little odds boosters there for you. Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. You can combine them. 450-plus passing yards. That's boosted from -185 to +120. Ooh. How about that? So it's all there. If you head to FanDuel.com/juice, you can download America's #1 sportsbook. It's the one that we use, and it is the best. Must be 21 older in present Ohio. Full price of NFL Sunday Ticket will be automatically charged seasonally after a free trial. No refunds, terms and restrictions, and embargoes apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Right now, we are heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our great friend of Bucknuts. He is Patrick Murphy. Murph Dog, happy Thursday, buddy. What's going on? How you feeling about the Buckeyes' Week 1 performance against Akron?
You know, the more I went back and watched the game, the more I felt like that was a solid Week 1 performance. I think the slow start obviously was stuff of what people wanted to talk about, but I think once they started to figure some things out, that second half, specifically the third quarter, like that's more what I think this Buckeye team will look like as we go through the rest of the year. Yes, there's stuff that needs to be cleaned up, but you know, it was an opening day start, and you look around college football, some teams did not have as good of a second half, so I think you'll take it.
Do you expect Will Howard to complete that pass to Travion next time, Pat, going into halftime?
I don't expect him to attempt that with the way Ryan Day talked about it on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was a little crazy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, you know, you look at his day, and I know he started 0-4, but all 4 of those passes could have and probably should have been caught. And, you know, he could have been really, really accurate in terms of the numbers. I think PFF had him at an 83.3, like adjusted completion percentage. So really solid other than that pass there, which I think he will quickly learn not to do that. But other than that, I liked what he did. I think he said it, he could run a little bit more. The opportunities were there, but, you know, for a first game in the shoe, that's exactly what I think the Buckeyes wanted when they went and got him out of the portal.
I mean, but Ryan talked about having fun. I mean, wasn't Will out there just having fun, you know, slinging around, playground ball in the backyard, you know, making plays, a little off-schedule action? Isn't that what people wanted to see?
I guess you could make that argument. He didn't go behind the back, which, you know, I'm waiting to see that one. But maybe the fun was in the passes to Jeremiah Smith, because those were certainly fun to watch for the fans at the shoe there, especially the one-hander, the deep pass that almost was Jeremiah's third touchdown of the day. That kid, I had high expectations, but that was a ridiculous start, and I think Will Howard just was like, look, he said it. If he's in one-on-one coverage, he's going to throw him the ball, and he did, and it worked more often than not.
Well, take another couple puffs, Patrick. They'll get even higher for you. It'll be tremendous. How about that defense? Are we feeling better about that? Last year, definitely stingy, not really dynamic. Looked a little bit more dynamic, I think, on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah, 3 turnovers after only 11 all of last season. You take 2 of those to the house. That was probably the difference last year, and maybe the best defense in the country or being second or third. And so, exactly what you wanted to see, no doubt about that from the defense. If you can get that offense to click earlier in the game, I mean, that could have been 60, 70 point day for the team as a whole. But yeah, the way they were getting after the quarterback with that defensive line, some of the blitzes that Jim Knowles called, and then the way the secondary plays. I know it's Akron, and I know Akron's not projected to have a great offense, but I don't know how you move the ball much on this defense. I'm sure better teams will come up with ways to do it to some degree, but I think you're just building on what you had last year with this defense, which is exactly what we wanted to see and expected.
He is Patrick Murphy at Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Offensive line, Pat, your thoughts and takeaways just from week number 1, and are you expecting it to maybe look a little bit better to the eyeball test week 2?
Yeah, that was one of the areas when I went back and rewatched the game that I was more optimistic about on second viewing, and I'm not to say it was perfect, because it definitely was not, and there is room for improvement. But you consider that you didn't have Donovan Jackson in there, and Austin Sterveld was not only making his first start, but playing his first game at the college level. Tegra Shabola making his first start. You have a new center in there, even though he's played before. None of those guys had played in a game together. The guy to the next to them they've not played with in a live game. So I think there is some leeway there. I would have liked to see more of a push in the run game, seeing guys getting to the second level, holes being bigger, especially against an Akron team that sure does have a good front seven, but not as good as what Ohio State's going to face down the road. But I think, again, watching it a second time, it got better as the game went on, especially in that third quarter before the starters came out early in the fourth. And, there were improvements. Now, can you get Donovan Jackson back there, start to build some chemistry with that group, and, really start to improve as the season goes on? And that's fortunately what Ohio State's able to do here with the schedule. I think that's got to be what we see this week, starting to see some of those things I mentioned against another MAC opponent who Wisconsin was able to bully a little bit up front in their opening game.
So is there any worry, like you playing, given what we saw against Akron, you got Western Michigan, Marshall, Michigan State, who didn't look to be the world's toughest Big Ten squad in their opening game, and maybe they'll look a little better. We watched Oregon struggle against Idaho, so maybe that's not as big a concern. Iowa looked pretty darn good, though. Is there a worry, though, after the first 4 weeks, like that we still won't really know a lot about this team?
I think you're right. I think, we'll be guessing until they are really challenged in terms of how good Ohio State is. And I think it's similar to Michigan a year ago, and just kind of the talk around that team. I mean, it was really, November when they faced Penn State, that we were able to be like, okay, this team's good, and, obviously taking out the sign stealing stuff. So, is that a recipe that can work year in and year out for teams? I don't know. The 12-team playoff obviously changes things, but I think it will be probably Iowa, Oregon, and I think we knew that kind of, right? Like Michigan State wasn't supposed to be great. You knew you would probably be able to handle these first 3 non-conference teams, but I think there are things we can look at, like the improvement of the offensive line, the defense getting takeaways, stuff like that can translate into, okay, this team is doing what you need to see as you head into Big Ten play and beyond to feel good about them. So, we need to see those things either continuing or the improvements taking place from week 1 to week 2 and week 2 to week 3 and so on.
What are you expecting out of the Broncos this weekend, Pat? 7:30 kickoff at the Horseshoe, second straight primetime game for them. They took on Wisconsin. Pretty close game, actually, for them up at Camp Randall. But expectations for this week as the Broncos enter Ohio Stadium.
I had to think about that one for a second because I thought you were asking me about the Denver Broncos, and I was like,
them too.
Bo Nix, I guess.
Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton. Yeah, I went and watched that game earlier this week. A lot of credit to them for fighting in Camp Randall. This is a team that can run the ball real well. Their coach is a fiery guy. So I imagine they will come and give the Buckeyes their best punch. I think Ohio State has more talent than Wisconsin, right? So you would expect the Buckeyes, especially getting the film to watch. It's a new defensive coordinator there at Western Michigan. So you didn't have, if you were Wisconsin, kind of the film on what they were going to do. Now Ohio State does benefit from that a little bit. So I expect the Buckeyes to get a few punches thrown their way, but I still think this should ultimately look similar to what last Saturday did. Ohio State is a more talented team, and I think Western Michigan won 4 games all of last year.
Murph, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week, buddy. Enjoy the game on Saturday, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, good talk with you guys.
There he goes, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to reveal our fan poll coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching slow-moving traffic on the ramp from 270 eastbound to 23 northbound. There is a crash over there that has all of the eastbound traffic on 270 on the north side. Very slow-moving. Expect to run into lane closures over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson, but our doors just as game-changing.
Yeah, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff, like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $80 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends September 14th. See store for details.
Use your own body's healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get you real lasting pain relief? That sounds amazing. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine. And if you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders, I've had it before. I've had it in my knee. I went and saw the professionals, the experts at QC Kinetics. They're the leaders in regenerative medicine. Guess what? There's no surgery, there's no drugs, there's no downtime. And my dad did it as well. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients just like me. So I'm back to running again. My dad is back to walking again. They've got locations conveniently located in Dublin and Gahanna. So go check them out by going to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Watch the PGA Tour's Next Generation at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship at the Ohio State University Golf Club, September 19th through 22nd. Pub 13 drink specials, food trucks, and more. Get your free tickets at ncc-golf.com.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the Fans High School Game of the Week.
This week, Grove City and Hilliard Bradley.
Live coverage starts Friday night at 6. Your home for Friday Night Lights. The Fan.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing.
Open a Platinum Rewards Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and secure super low everyday rates so you can pay down debt faster. Apply now at Kemba.org to unlock 2% cash back on purchases for a limited time and pay 0% interest for a full year on balance transfers plus exclusive perks. Restrictions apply. Offer ends October 31st, 2024.
August may seem like the end of summer. It also means the beginning of a lot of things, like back to school, festivals, football. At Buckeye Lake Marina, it means the August savings days are upon us. Get huge discounts on all of the new and used boats that they didn't sell. Every pontoon, tri-toon, sport boats, even fishing boats are ready for you. Save thousands on demo models that have been used all summer to show off amazing features. Some have never even been in the water. Take advantage of the August savings days at Buckeye Lake Marina. Their summer hours continue through the entire month of August. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we're looking at sunny skies, high 89. Clear tonight, low 63. And on your Friday, looking at a few storms and showers with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Yeah, we here on The Juice are brought to you by our great friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo and the boys going to be up after we're done. All kinds of good stuff for them today. I'm sure they'll get you ready for the Chiefs and the Ravens tonight and the curtain raiser across the NFL.
So last night I was watching the Pagula match. She wins straight sets, wins 2-0. Pretty excited. First semifinal for her. And I've had to listen, everybody throws this shade. Her parents own the Bills and the Sabres. So people are like, she
pretty
can't.
well off.
Yeah. And like, well, she can't win in big moments because she grew up wealthy. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Well, she wasn't
Give her credit for getting there.
Like, by the way, all of these kids, once they realize they're good at like 12, they all get like super high-end treatment.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to do any of this because rolling out of bed, she's a billionaire on like once her parents pass. Like she's got everything in the world. Anyway, she wins. Great job. She's in the semis. Can't wait to watch that tonight. I mean, I'm going to be going back and forth between the game. Maybe, I wonder if I can split screen that bad boy. Might be a 2 TV situation.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, happy that Americans are in the U.S. Open. But then afterwards, Shark, my biggest pet peeve in the world. Okay? They go down, they're interviewing her on the side. Who do you think that's interviewing her?
Oh, it's not. I want to say Lindsay Davenport. It's
some non-American.
Oh,
chick with an Australian accent.
Oh.
I don't care who she was, faceless, nameless. Can we get Americans? It's just like the stinking Olympics. Can we get Americans interviewing Americans, especially at the U.S. Open? I don't need to see and listen to any more foreigners sitting here telling me about sports played in America.
Why are you so upset about that? It's
because
a 3-minute throwaway interview.
I don't know. Then don't talk. Just put the mic up there. You can be a faceless, voiceless person. Because I had to listen to it all the time in the Olympics. These trash bag foreigners calling
games.
That's fine. They're not broadcasting it around the world. They're broadcasting it here
in Paris,
in the U.S. of A. The NBC broadcast doesn't go everywhere. They have their own broadcast. You realize that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just for my consumption. So make me happy. Make me happy.
Make me a bicycle clown.
Make me a bicycle. I want served the things that I want. I want Jess Pagula to get up there. Hey, get Davenport down there.
Mindfulness.
Was mindful. I had to sit there and wait.
Mindfulness.
Watch this nonsense.
Mindfulness. That's what I did last night.
I was super pumped for her because she's been the target of unwarranted criticism. And then I'm like, who is this person?
I think the
Nick Kyrgios up there, who I love, by the way, his shaved eyebrow. My kid's like,
what he's got going on now?
No, it's like lined up. My kid's like, who is that, a rapper? Why is he up there? I'm like, no, this is Nick Kyrgios. He's one of the best top 10 players in the world. Crazy. Flies off the hinges. One of my favorites, by the way, because those are actually endearing qualities to me. I love the fact that he's like an Australian John McEnroe.
I just typed in Nick Kyrgios on Google just to see what was going on. First article, Nick Kyrgios escalates tension with Jannik Sinner amid doping controversy.
Exactly, because he said he should be banned for life.
Nick Kyrgios continues scathing attack on Jannik Sinner.
I love that. Nick Kyrgios, there's very few times, Beam, when he can grab the moral high ground. And you know what? He's never been busted for juicing and doping, so he's going to take that. He's going to take the high ground and say, Sinner, get your Italian rear end out of here.
I watched nothing last night. I watched absolutely
mindfulness.
Mara was doing schoolwork right at the dinner table. She comes like 45 minutes. I'm just laying there on the couch. I'm not looking at my phone. I was looking at the purple rolly screen on like screensaver screen on my Roku. She comes over. She goes, everything all right? I said, yeah. Great. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm just looking. That's all I did last night for like 45 minutes, from like 8 to 8:45. And then I turned on some like Food Network channel, watched that for a little bit. That's what I did last night. I'm excited for tonight, though. I think I did that in preparation for what's coming tonight, for what is happening in Kansas City. I mean, both of my eyeballs will definitely be on that Chiefs and Ravens game. It's the start of the full week. I mean, we usually say that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the weekend for us, and that's why. I feel like that's why.
Friday's a long trudge because then you got more games Saturdays.
Well, and you get the NFL game tomorrow night on a Friday night.
That's going to be a rough one.
But I probably will be watching the
Buckeyes night game Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be watching probably the Tiafo and Fritzy match.
That'll be good.
On Friday night. But I don't know how to. No, you can't, because that Friday night football game's on Peacock. So I can't go back and forth.
I'm going to have to wheel the other TV out. I finally took it out of the living room. Or we have a TV on a stand. Now it's a nice one, but it's basically like the substitute teacher stay we were wheeling out there for the movies in elementary school. But I just
rickety wheels on it?
Well, I just put it in my office. It's not like that. It has a flat screen on it that will move around. So I can have the Octabox for game days. And of course, like the living room looks so much better without that in there. I'm like, well, fear not. It's coming back for the weekends.
Don't you worry about that. Football's back.
I use it for my podcast with Schlegs now, and so I have it as my rear screen so I can see everything behind the camera. But I'm like, don't worry, it's going to make its way back out there for the weekends.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
How else are you going to be able to watch multiple things at one time?
Yeah, 8 games kicking off in the 1 o'clock window. You got multiple games in the noon, 3:30, 7:30. I mean, all kinds of good stuff.
This is 2024. You think I can be satisfied with watching one thing at a time?
No, I got to be overstimulated for the entire day. The entire day, I just need to be overstimulated with blue light. That's it. Looking at screens. Before we get out of here today, our daily fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. Now, we kind of did this earlier on as we were picking our AFC predictions for today. Which team will win the AFC North? Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Steelers. Again, according to our friends over at FanDuel, if you go and you look up the divisions, depending on what you want to do, and they've got everything in there for you, the division winners, according to FanDuel, in the AFC North, the Ravens are the favorite at plus 145. The Bengals are right behind them at plus 165. The Browns are at plus 450. And then the Steelers trail behind at plus 750. Bob, you said the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I said the Baltimore Ravens. Any guess on how this fan poll is shaken out?
I'm guessing it's probably like 25, 25, 25 with the Steelers getting like 10 to 15, somewhere in there.
So it is 38% to the Bengals, 31% to the Ravens, 25% to the Browns, and 5% to the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, so the other three are fairly even-ish, and the Steelers are the laggard. Someone's going to tell us that Mike Tomlin and this and that. They've never. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm just saying they're not going to be as good as the other three teams.
Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a Big Football Friday if they allow us? You good with that?
No, I'm not coming.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Bo and the boys up next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching slow-moving traffic on I-270 eastbound. to the ramp to 23 northbound on the north side of town. Expect slow-moving traffic over there as crews work to clear up a crash. Also watching crews work a crash on I-670. This is in those eastbound lanes right near Leonard Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a fan action update.
NFL starts tonight, and it's a great one. Chiefs are a 3-point favorite over the Ravens. Ravens plus 130 on the money line. Heading into the start of the season, the Super Bowl odds have the Chiefs as the favorite to win it all at plus 550. 49ers are 6-1, Ravens 11-1. Lions have the fourth best odds at 12-1, and the Eagles are 13-1. CJ Stroud and the Texans are 15-1, same as the Bengals. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof, but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444 roof.
Who does Joe Biden have to thank for backing his extreme liberal agenda?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod Brown backed Biden, voting to let transgender biological men participate in women's sports, and supported allowing puberty blockers and even sex change surgeries for minor children.
My buddy Sherrod Brown.
And Brown backed Bidenomics, reckless Washington spending and inflation causing prices to soar, groceries up 22%, electricity up 32%, gas up 50%. The Brown-Biden price increases are smothering hardworking Ohio families. Their extreme liberal policies are hurting Ohio. And who's to thank for this mess?
I want to thank my buddy Sherrod Brown.
Biden's buddy, Sherrod Brown. Way too liberal for Ohio. Vote no. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland